The opinions voiced on The Raw are those of the hosts and the callers and not necessarily represent the views and opinions of KTOX and Ruben Broadcasting, or its advertisers. The opinions should be considered as the ramblings of raving lunatics.
You're listening to The Raw with Henry and Miss Raw, brought to you by Pirate Web Radio Productions, Ruben Broadcasting, along with KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM, the Tri-State's undisputed talk leader.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you! Wear your mask, take your pills, now a whole generation's mentally ill. Man, fuck Fauci. But COVID's near, it's coming to town. We gotta act quick, shut our borders down. Joe Biden does, the media embraces. Big Doc does it and they call him racist.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Mercy sakes alive. Looks like we got us. What are you slapping against your palm there, Henry?
Oh no, that was on the desk.
Whoa.
That's a tool for dog training.
Oh, gotcha. All righty. You were threatening the doggies.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
he's right next to me too.
Okay. Anyway, welcome. It is The Raw. I'm your hostess with Moses, Miss Misty and Hance. Of course, we have Henry Longbreak over there guarding the sacred phone number 928-476-0331. That's 928-476-0331. Of course, you can call anytime you want. We'll pick up your phone. We'll pick up the phone. We'll answer it. You'll be able to talk to me. Henry will probably respond, but you won't be able to hear Henry. We tried, we failed. I don't know how many failure attempts has that been? Like 100?
Oh, a bunch of them.
God, one of these days,
I gotta get my glasses on straight.
One of these days, we'll
I
figure
gotta
it
get
out.
out of my head on straight. There.
Pick your least most impossible task.
Least most impossible task?
Yeah, getting your head on straight is not going to happen.
That's not a good. That's an impossible task. Who are you? Who are you? And why are you talking to me?
Exactly. There you go. Anyway, welcome to the program. 928-476-0331 is the number. Tonight we're going to be talking about what went on last night on Fox News and Tucker Carlson. Holy crap, that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That really was very, very, very interesting. Yeah, it not exactly something that we want to see again. Sorry, but holy crap!
Yeah, and if you're not liberal or if you're not conservative friendly, you are a liberal.
Yeah,
good luck to you.
Pretty much. If you're not conservative friendly, you're liberal. Yeah, could be.
Good luck to you. You're probably not gonna enjoy the show. But if you want to hear the truth,
well,
you want to hear what's really going on, stay tuned.
It's okay, and for some reason Rumble's not working right now. We are streaming to Rumble, but it says the service is unavailable. So if you're just tuning in, stick with us. We'll be back, or you'll be able to do it here in a moment. Something weird happened over at Rumble. We're still streaming to Rumble, which is cool. Which is very cool. It's just the there it goes. All right. See, I knew it'd come back. I knew it would come back.
And we're on ScrewTube too, aren't we?
Yes, we are streaming currently live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble. So, of course, many options out there to be able to watch this. Of course, we're going to be talking about the report that Tucker Carlson did on Fox News tonight. We're going to be playing a little bit of that. And some of the shocking video that he ended up releasing because he was given unfettered access to all 41,000 hours
I know. I bet
of
he didn't
video
watch it all.
footage. No, there's no way there's no way in hell that a 6-man crew could go through 41,000 hours in a week.
No.
Just no way in hell. And this is calling, of course, for a lot of people saying to release the videos publicly.
They have that many hours.
That many hours of video.
And they had nothing over the summer of love.
Oh, they have plenty of the summer of love.
Oh,
tens of thousands of hours of the summer of love.
Yeah, but no one got
mostly broadcasted by CNN, who claimed it was mostly peaceful.
Right.
While buildings and cars burned in the background and gunshots could be. Oh, it's mostly peaceful.
Yeah.
Yes, that explosion you heard, well, that's just some fireworks going off. Don't worry about that. The screaming, they're just really happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy tripped and fell. He didn't get shot.
Back to you, Brian.
Yeah, he tripped and fell. He didn't get shot, and that's ketchup from his French fries he had.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's just no, that's not a gunshot wound. That's just ketchup. Yeah. Okay. He's fine. You're fine, right? Yeah, man, I'm fine. All right. See, he hurt it himself.
Yeah. Here's your $100.
Back to you, Brian Salter.
Yeah, and that lemon drop guy.
Oh gosh, he's
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon or Don Lemon. Yeah, he's been in a little bit of trouble as well. So
yeah, but they said it's okay. We put you through training. You can come back.
Yeah, he had to go through retraining.
Yeah, he was off the air for what, 2 days? So they did 2 days,
a day or two. Yeah,
they did 2 days of training. Says you're good now. You're good to go.
He had to go through sensitivity training or something like that.
Yeah,
hell, I don't. If it was you or it was me, we would have been fired.
Gone. Look what happened to Roseanne Barr.
We'd been run up the flagpole.
Well, Roseanne Barr is a perfect example of that.
Okay, yeah.
She's a perfect example of what happens to a conservative when you do something wrong. It's not like, we'll go sensitivity training, we'll put you back on the air. No, they eliminated her.
What did she do wrong? Besides being conservative?
That's about it. That's about it.
Besides expressing her own personal political views.
That's what she did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I can see where that would be construed as a horrid thing to do.
Yeah.
Can't have that. Oh my goodness gracious me, mercy sakes life.
Well, do you remember when she did the opening for the ball game, where she grabbed her crotch and everything?
I don't think she ever really did that. Did she do that?
Yes, she did.
Did she grab that fat crotch of hers?
She sung the national anthem, reached right down, grabbed her crotch, and walked off the field.
Oh.
And there was so much scrutiny over that right there. It's like,
that actually was a disgusting display.
And all she was doing is mocking what the baseball players do in a fun way. She's a comedian.
Yeah, but
wasn't disgusting.
Asking her to sing the national anthem.
Was it exactly? What did they expect?
I think I remember that.
What did they expect?
I should pull that video up. I'm sure it's still out there.
Yeah, what did they expect? Yeah, it was disgusting, but what did they expect? They had her do it. Look what they have doing it now. What they have, the halftime shows and stuff. Actually, the last halftime show was this last Super Bowl was actually pretty good. It was
there's a lot of controversy around that, bud.
It was pretty good though. Well, it's a lot of controversy.
A lot of controversy around it, especially with pregnant chick, sliding her finger up and down her snatch.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Yeah, that's real kid. That's real kid friendly, there, pal. Mm-hmm.
No, they're not kid friendly. Period.
Well, they should be.
They're not.
I mean, holy crap! It's the big game. You can't say Super Bowl, by the way. You got to say big. Fuck it, it's a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it was a Super Bowl. NFL, suck my tits.
This is stupid bowl.
Yeah, that's usually what I end up calling it, a Super Bowl. But yeah, no, I've caught excerpts of it, and frankly, I'm glad I don't watch Super Bowl. Now, I'll tell you what I did do when I was in Vegas a couple Sundays ago. I watched an XFL game.
Oh, those are pretty cool.
I enjoyed it.
Yes, those are pretty cool.
I actually freaking enjoyed the XFL game. You know, it was you know, of course, you know, there's a few extra different rules that they do in the XFL, but you know, it was football.
Yeah,
and it was okay, and I enjoyed it. And you know,
and it wasn't all the other other woke crap with it.
Yeah, there wasn't any woke crap with it. They're just trying to survive, you know, in empty season, empty stadiums in the off season. You know, trying to grab a few bucks.
Yeah,
and you know, that's fine. I don't mind that. It was actually enjoyable, almost enjoyable enough where I thought about getting a ESPN subscription for a whole 20 seconds.
That long, huh?
Yeah, it was a whole 20 seconds. You know, I kind of like this. I enjoy this. I could watch the XFL.
Yeah,
you know, I imagine the betting for it's shit, but you know, who cares? I don't really bet on football or any sporting events anymore anyway. So you know, why? And then I said, you know what? No. Yeah.
Or you could get it and bet on it and ask Pete Rose.
Pete Rose, that's baseball, dude. That's baseball. That's baseball. But he's pretty much out of that for now. Anyway, 928-476-0331 is the number if you want to join in the conversation. Anyway, last night on Tucker Carlson Live, he played some what Democrats and naysayers. Yeah, I see the moon pie. It's a full moon rising. You know what Democrats and what Democrats and rhinos are saying was a bad thing to do. They are very upset about Tucker Carlson's news report. I mean, even the Huffington Post, who, you know, I really don't read or cover that much, but I found the article very interesting. Lashed out, but you know, they can't just focus on one thing. They have to lash out at everybody. So,
of course.
We'll talk more about that here in a little while. And of course, Mitch McConnell, Republican, rhino, had stuff to say. And of course, you know, the regular suspects in the that sort of lead the Democrat Party, like Chucky Schumer. He had things to say even on the Senate floor. I mean, he was so upset, so angry. He actually had to make a 6-minute speech.
Good.
I mean,
good.
Holy crap!
Yeah, we can't have freedom of speech. We can't let them have that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're going to be talking about First Amendment issues as well, because Elon Musk is under fire with the SEC for the Twitter files.
Well, you know what? That fucks up their agenda. You can't be doing anything to fuck up their agenda.
Absolutely not. You can't be fucking up their agenda. But, you know, they continue to do so. And they get more and more angry. More and more angry. And I hate to say this, folks. But, you know, buy fishing tackle. Buy some fishing tackle. You like my fishing tackle here on the wall, right?
That's right.
Yeah. I got plenty of bait. I got plenty of bait here, right here. Yeah. See, I even have really nice, neat bait boxes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh wow.
They're all packed in the nice and neat.
Yeah. You know, I can catch 30 fish with this,
and they're even staggered.
Well, they're stacked. They're
okay.
You know, off center stack. So, you know, you can fit more in a more confined space.
Right.
Physics. This is high school crap. We don't need to get into it. But yeah, buy fishing bait and tackle
at your local hardware store.
Exactly, at your local hardware store.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. See, I don't have guns anymore. I lost them in a fishing accident.
I hate that. They're at the bottom of the river.
Yeah. I out there driving my power boat and
it just
hit a
flipped over.
pothole.
Yeah,
hit a pothole, and they just
Yes.
bounced right out the back, and there they go.
Yes, because they weren't filling those potholes on that water.
No, they weren't. It was awful.
No,
It was,
I know.
the potholes on that water were, really bad.
I know.
Now,
They got to maintain them better.
tell me about it. Well, also ruined the suspension on my speedboat. It's still.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, front end alignment for sure is off.
Oh my God, front end, back end. I mean, it just. I try to go in a straight line. I drive down the road kind of like this.
Yeah.
Or drive down the waterway like this. It's
I was
insane.
going to say, if you drive it on the road, don't wonder why it goes like that.
So instead of buying more guns, I bought fishing.
There
tackle.
you go. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Fishing tackle and bait.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And bait. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Of course, and you got to have your fishing helmet, fishing hat.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna hear all about that.
I'm gonna take a little break for a second.
How could you possibly take a break? How could you possibly take a break? Well, you gotta go potty, you gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, he's on the phone. Anyway, we're going to be talking, like I said, we're going to be talking about what Tucker Carlson had to say tonight. We're going to play a little bit of that from his program last night, Tucker Carlson Tonight. It's a long segment, and there's a lot to cover in it, and he really does a whole bunch of different things that are just mind-blowing. He shows a bunch of mind-blowing stuff. Now, mind you, we knew that what they were talking about with the January 6th hearings and all the media attention they got, they were all full of shit. We knew it to begin with. Now, one of the things that we did, or I did, during January 6th, I watched from the protesters' perspective. You're back with us, Henry?
I am back with us.
Okay, good. Is anything interesting?
It was a call. It was a number I recognized, but it was the pharmacy. So it was like,
okay,
it was a pharmacy in Orange County. They have a prescription ready for me there. It's like, I'm here.
Mail it to me. Hello.
Yeah. I was kind of a little bit because I recognized the number, so I answered it. But it was not a big deal.
They're supposed to mail them to you, right?
No. I just get them transferred to Walgreens in Bullhead City.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and I just pick it up there. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to have it transferred.
All right. Well, at least everything's okay. Nothing's
everything's fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Not fine. There is nothing fine about it. Anyway, let's start in on this. Of course, we got Tucker Carlson here. Of course, I paused that at the absolute worst possible time. Yeah, he looks like he's sleeping, doesn't he? But he's not.
Or on drugs, one of the two.
Yep. Anyway, let's take a listen.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Happy Monday. We're about to show you surveillance footage from inside the United States Capitol. The images you'll see were recorded 26 months ago today, on January 6, 2021. Until now, politicians have kept this tape hidden from the public.
Now, I'm going to stop this right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, if this video was so critical to to the January 6th and the government's cases against these so-called insurrectionists, why would you keep it secret?
Exactly. I want it released.
Why would you keep it secret? And I understand, holding things not for public viewing until they can be used in an actual case against somebody.
Right. But then they open them up afterwards.
Then they open it up afterwards. But let's continue on.
There's no legitimate justification for that, and there never has been.
There you go. See, right there.
January 6, 2 years ago, thousands of protesters walked from a Trump rally on the ellipse outside the White House to the U.S. Capitol, where the certification of the presidential election was underway. The protesters were angry. They believed that the election they had just voted in had been unfairly conducted. They were right. In retrospect, it is clear the 2020 election was a grave betrayal of American democracy. Given the facts that have since emerged about that election, no honest person can deny it.
Really, Tucker?
No honest person could deny it.
Is he saying that there were some shenanigans, there were some hijinks, there were some,
Tell me it's not
I don't
true.
know, questionable things that happened during the 2020 presidential election?
Oh, he's going to be kicked off the air now.
Oh my goodness gracious me, mercy sakes alive.
Yet the beneficiaries of that election continue to lie about what is now obvious. The real crime, they will tell you again and again, is not what happened on Election Day 2020. The real crime is what happened 2 months later on January 6th, when Donald Trump led an insurrection against the duly elected American government.
You know, and that is the narrative that they have been trying to deliver for God knows how long. Oh, Trump led an insurrection. He sent tens of thousands of millions of people into the Capitol building, and you know, even poor little AOC 6 blocks away in an office building hiding under a desk was almost killed.
With the bottle of booze she stole for the bar she worked at.
I don't know about that part.
Yeah,
that's unsubstantiated. We can't prove that, but you know, rumor has it.
Yes.
To prove that claim and to divert attention from the details of the presidential election itself, Democrats in Congress impaneled what they called the House Select Committee on the January 6th attack. The point of that committee was
January 6th Select Committee. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it was select. Now, mind you, they got at least the nomenclature right when they said select. When they said select, they were absolutely right. These were hand-picked people who were already anti-Trump and never Trumpers, like I don't know. Miss Cheney.
Oh, your Wyoming girl.
My Wyoming home girl. I don't even claim her. I don't even claim her anymore. You know, fuck the Cheneys. Fuck the Cheneys in the ear with a baseball bat. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. That family's gone to hell in the handbasket. But you know, that's for another story.
Was to prevent Donald Trump from running for president again. In December of last year, committee members voted unanimously to refer Trump to the Department of Justice for criminal prosecution.
And that was their only goal, which they could have done during the first 5 minutes of the entire thing. They didn't have to have a show trial that lasted how many months?
Yeah.
All the way up to the midterms, and one beyond. And then they were canceled for no ratings, with like they had any ratings.
Well, it wasn't even a trial because it wasn't legal. There's no legal outcome to it.
Well, yeah, there was. There was criminal charges forwarded to the Justice Department.
Yeah, that's all that was. It wasn't a legal trial.
Was explain what happened inside the Capitol on January 6th. 3 weeks ago, thanks to the new Republican Speaker's office, we gained access to thousands of hours of surveillance video that help answer that question.
41,000 hours
to this very same tape and watched much of it. But as we're about to show you, committee members lied about what they saw and then hid the evidence from the public, as well as from January 6th criminal defendants and their lawyers.
Now that's really important.
Yes.
That statement was extremely important.
Yes. Criminal defendants and their lawyers.
You know, one of the things that the naysayers right now are saying about this is that he cherry picked these. He went through 41,000 hours and picked the best video he could out of this.
And
of course he did.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
That's what our job is.
However, the January Select Committee went through and selected their own video montage.
Correct.
and then edited it to make it look worse than it actually was.
Correct.
And to, actually lie to the American people.
No, they would never do that.
Well, let's continue on.
That is unforgivable. Whatever you think of Speaker Kevin McCarthy, he rectified that crime, and we are grateful that he did. Before we show you the tape, a few words on the process. Our producers had unfettered access to the Capitol surveillance video. Neither the Speaker's office nor our bosses at Fox News interfered in any way with our investigation. Of the 40,000 or so hours of tape, most of it turned out to be irrelevant. Static shots of empty rooms, in some cases far from the Capitol itself. To find relevant videotape, our producers were given use of Capitol computers with advanced mapping software. That made it easy to find what we were looking for. What we didn't have was access to facial recognition software, and that was significant. For more than 2 years, we have wondered why some in the crowd that day who seemed to be inciting violence were never indicted for it. We assumed these were federal agents of some sort. We still assume that. And in fact, there were many examples of behavior we saw in those tapes that didn't seem to make sense. Men in civilian clothes holding doors open for protesters, escorting others through the Capitol, etc. We would love to know who these people were. But as of tonight, we don't know. And because we don't know, we're not going to put their faces on the screen and suggest they were federal agents. That would be irresponsible.
Wait a minute. He's trying to be responsible. Now, do you understand if this had happened under Republican watch and CNN was granted unfettered access to this, they would show every face.
Totally.
And make up whatever story they wanted to about it and about the people in it.
Mysteries we could not solve. Among them, unfortunately, is the shooting of Ashley Babbitt. From the evidence we have, the publicly available evidence, it seems clear that Babbitt was murdered by a Capitol Hill police officer called Michael Byrd. Ashley Babbitt was unarmed. She was shorter in stature than average. She posed no conceivable threat to anyone. But beyond that, we can only speculate about what happened. There were no security cameras near the Speaker's lobby where Ashley Babbitt was killed. And one more thing. Virtually no one in Washington, Republican or Democrat, certainly not in the news media, wanted to see this tape released tonight. That's why it's remained hidden for more than 2 years.
That is extremely significant. Extremely significant.
You think?
They didn't want this. They didn't want this released. They didn't want this being shown. They don't. I'm sure they don't even want me playing it.
No, they don't.
But guess what? I am. I'm going to allow Tucker his 15 minutes ish or so spread over the next 3 hours. But no, it's oh wow, Carl has something to say. Let's see. Carl says those who did denigrate and cross the line need to be buried, but it's fascinating to watch the uniparty and the left claim that what you see on video is false. The confirmation bias has gotten that bad. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I assume by you meaning cross the line or people that actually did damage to the Capitol. Carl, I assume that's what you mean. But that's okay. I will take that for what it is. Henry, we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're gonna hear more from Mr. Carlson and his program. And oh man, like I said, there's a lot to go through tonight. We haven't even begun getting into the video evidence yet. And I'll tell you what, when we do that, it's going to be very, very fascinating. It is the Raw. I'm your hostess with Moses, Miss Misty Ann Hansen. Of course, we have Henry Longbreak guarding the sacred phone number 928-476-0331. We'll be right back. It is the Raw.
This portion of the Raw could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at theraw@ktox.com. That's theraw@ktox.com. theraw@ktox.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Time Call Taxi is here for all your transportation needs, whether it's a ride to work, the store, or anywhere. Time Call Taxi is here for you. Call 928-763-1010, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Going out to paint the town red? Call Time Call Taxi and get to and from your fun in a timely and safe manner. Call Time Call Taxi, 763-1010. That's 763-1010.
Learn how to defend yourself and your loved one. Kingman Force on Force. Krav Maga. Empty hands. Edge weapons. Firearms training. Train like law enforcement with our virtual range simulator. AZCCW classes. Free gun safety classes. Our instructors are AZDPS licensed, NRA certified, and former Combat Special Forces. 3001 Stockton Hill Road, Kingman, Arizona. www.kingmanforsonforce.com.
I'm Rob Hansen.
And I'm Henry Longbreak, along with Tundra.
And KTOX 1340 AM, we are pleased to support the Mojave County Sheriff's K-9 Foundation.
The Mojave County K-9 Foundation teams with the Mojave County Sheriff Department to keep our county safer. It increases deputy safety, and the dogs are highly visible deterrents against robberies, burglaries, and drug dealing.
K-9s can save time clearing buildings. It takes less than the quarter of the time that it would take a deputy on his own.
K-9s can track juvenile runaways, missing elderly persons, fleeing suspects, and provide comfort to traumatized victims.
For more information about the Mojave County Sheriff's K-9 Foundation, or you'd like to make a tax-deductible donation or host a fundraising event that includes a K-9 demonstration, call John Sancelli at 651-270-0920 or go online at www.mcsk9f.com.
The Mojave County Sheriff K-9 Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Okay, this is the Target house.
Yeah, but Jimmy, what about this here sticker?
What sticker?
Right here on the door. These premises protected by Southwest Alarm Service. 763-4331 and 753-2333.
That's just a sticker. One of these companies is going all over town giving these things out to everybody. Forget about it. If you're ever going to be any good in the burglar business, you're going to have to learn these things. Now, we're inside. You get the stuff down here, and I'll get the stuff upstairs. You know, cash, jewelry.
Jimmy, what time is it?
It's about 1 a.m. Why?
Because it looks like sun came up outside.
You get off. You're completely surrounded. Come out with your hands in the air.
Just a sticker, huh, Jimmy?
Southwest Alarm Service, 753-2333 or 763-4331. Because real security is more than a yard sign or a sticker. Call Southwest Alarm Service today.
Southwest Alarm has the only 24-hour locally monitored central station.
And remember, join the raw.locals.com. Use promo code The Raw for 1 free month of everything. Oh boy, welcome back. It is The Raw. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss Deanne Hansen. Of course, we have Henry Longbreak over there, who is Needle City Councilman and, of course, guardian of the sacred phone number, 928-476-0331. Do not dial 928. Or the 855 number, because if you do, well, you won't get anything but staying on hold for quite some time and being absolutely dejected and upset because you're not listening to this program.
And unless they turned off the phones, then you will get nothing.
Oh, the phones are on, or are they? I don't know. They should be. I have no idea. Not there. Not that I care. I do care, actually. Anyway, welcome back to the program.
You call the 928 number, 928-476-0331.
Yeah, please do. Let us know what you're on about. Anyway, let's join back here with Tucker Carlson and what he has to say. Now, this played last night.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part 2 going on tonight that I may cover tomorrow sometime during the day. I don't know. I'll figure that out when I get to it. But let's go back to this.
In recent weeks, the usual hyenas in Congress and on cable news have been howling about we are putting lives at risk by showing this tape to the public. Given that these are the very same people who support open...
Whose lives are you putting at risk by showing this?
The people that are trying to prosecute people for the wrong reasons.
The people who have been lying about this.
Correct. Those lives
the people who have been using this for their own political gain.
Right. Those are the ones whose lives are in danger.
And I don't really think that their life is in danger anyway.
Open borders and defunding the police, it is hard to take their complaints seriously.
Well, yeah,
but we do take security seriously. So before airing any of this video, we checked first with the Capitol Police. We're happy to say their reservations were minor, and for the most part, they were reasonable. In the end, the only change that we made was in blurring the details of a single interior door in the Capitol building. You're unlikely even to notice it when we show you, and we are confident it does not affect our reporting. With that, here's the video. It doesn't answer every question from January 6th, far from it. But it does prove beyond doubt that Democrats in Congress, assisted by Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, lied about what happened that day.
Oh, absolutely.
They are liars. That
liar, pants on fire.
That should prevent them from ever being taken seriously again.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get inside with footage that shows you what was actually happening inside the Capitol. The footage does not show an insurrection or a riot in progress. Instead, it shows police escorting protesters through the building, including the now infamous QAnon shaman. Watch.
Now, mind you, this is a crime.
You've seen
That was a crime.
Correct.
The people bashing in that window need to be prosecuted for criminal damage.
Correct.
I don't think I don't think years in prison, but they need to be prosecuted.
They're familiar because they've been playing on a loop on every media outlet in America for the last 2 years. There's a reason for that. But it turns out there's quite a bit of video you haven't seen. And that video tells a very different story about what happened on January 6th.
Oh, wait a minute. Look at this guy. Did you see that guy?
He just picked something up.
He was picking things up off the floor. Did that look like it was a bad thing? And here's people calmly walking around.
40,000 hours of surveillance footage from in and around the Capitol have been withheld from the public. And once you see the video, you'll understand why. Taken as a whole, the video record does not support the claim that January 6th was an insurrection. In fact, it demolishes that claim. And that's exactly why the Democratic Party and its allies in the media prevented you from seeing it. By controlling the images you were allowed to view from January 6th, they controlled how the public understood that day. They could lie about what happened, and you would never know the difference.
Absolutely.
Those lies had a purpose. They created a pretext for a federal crackdown on opponents of the Uniparty in Washington.
Our office wanted to ensure that there was shock and awe, that we could charge as many people as possible.
The first thing you notice from viewing the full video record of January 6th is just how many people entered the Capitol. People, possibly, over the course of about 2 hours. The crowd was enormous.
Criminals right there.
Vandalism. You've seen their pictures again and again. But the overwhelming majority weren't. They were peaceful. They were orderly and meek. These were not insurrectionists.
Mainly peaceful protesters.
Taking samples
Footage from inside the Capitol overturns the story you've heard
papers.
about January 6th. Protesters queue up in neat little lines. They give each other tours outside the speaker's office. They take cheerful selfies and they smile. They're not destroying the Capitol. They obviously revere the Capitol. They're there because they believe the election was stolen from them. They believe in the system. Here's the man you've heard referred to as the QAnon shaman outside the Senate chamber. These are not rioters. These are people who wandered over from a political rally.
We will not let them silence your voices.
After the rally, they walked down Pennsylvania Avenue, where organizers had secured a federal permit to hold a legal rally on the grounds of the Capitol.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Yeah, let's see here now. Carl has to say, he says, Antifa out on 10K bond, SCOTUS attackers, no prosecution from DOJ. January 6th protesters, 4 years in federal prison. Don't tell me there isn't a two-tiered justice system.
That's right.
I'm not going to tell you that.
At the Capitol building, things
No, he
began to
told
get
us not to say
chaotic.
that.
Capitol police officers fired tear gas into the crowd. A few at the front of the herd broke windows. Someone opened the doors, and many hundreds of others just walked in.
They're going to make that the story.
Of course, they did make it the story. And at the center of it, the single most famous person arrested that day was a Navy veteran from Arizona called Jacob Chansley, often referred to as the QAnon shaman.
The so-called QAnon shaman. QAnon shaman.
Someone named Q Shaman.
Jacob Chansley became the face of January 6th, a dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the violent insurrection to overthrow American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many violent criminals now receive. What did Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building. But according to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got inside.
Yes. By the way, okay, let me set the stage.
Wait,
Okay,
there was police officers. That's
hang on. Let me set the stage. Let me set the stage right here. Okay, now they said he was incredibly dangerous. That he made his way through destroying things and causing problems and taking a crap on the speaker's desk. They accused him of that, which wasn't him. It was actually another person. But here you're going to see video of him actually being escorted by Capitol Police.
Of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tape showed that Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol Police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance
I think they could have taken him down.
Not one of them
He was armed
even tried to slow him
flagpole.
down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the
Listen to
Senate.
this.
Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us in this building.
Contrast the reality of what Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th, the indisputable facts recorded on video, some of which has never before been seen, with the depiction of Jacob Chansley that you've seen in the media for more than 2 years.
Look at the photographer
He's a
there.
terrorist, they said.
Look
He
at the
should be
photographer.
killed.
Shoot him.
Hey, hang on a second. Before we get into the violent rhetoric of the left-wing ding-dongs, there were reporters in that building already.
Mm-hmm.
They were taking pictures and videos and all sorts of other things to document, doing their job.
Right.
You don't think that reporter came in from wherever he was stationed to take all those pictures? Hell no. There were tons of reporters already in that building. Number one, what was going on in that room at the time of Trump's speech?
I know.
You don't know? You don't know what was going on in that room that the QAnon shaman was in at the time of Trump's speech.
They were setting it up.
No,
the reporters.
They were getting ready to vote on whether or not to ratify or certify the electors.
Yeah.
Him. Like, you burst into the United States, if he was dressed like bin Laden, would you have shot him?
Shoot him. Shoot him.
Shoot him. Kill him.
It makes you wonder, who are the violent extremists here? Not Jacob Chansley.
Yeah, he looks real violent here, doesn't he?
But you would never have known from the media coverage.
No.
The people sitting in the chairs need to be sitting in a jail cell.
Chansley is in a jail cell. He's been there for months. If he was, in fact, committing such a grave crime, why didn't the officers who were standing right next to him place him under arrest?
Right.
Because
no one could even prove
he wasn't committing a crime.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously doubt that a case could be made for trespassing.
But he got 4 years.
But he's gotten 4 years.
Yep.
Who gets 4 years in prison for trespass?
Mm-hmm.
Prove that even happened, but it did. We're going to digest this surveillance video from the U.S. Capitol on January 6th in pieces tonight. We're going to show you more in just a moment. But first, we're going to pause and bring in the New York Post Miranda Devine, who's been on top of the story from the very beginning.
Now,
By the way, this will be the
listen
front
to this.
page
This is
of
an
tomorrow's New York
interesting
Post. Miranda
interview.
Devine joins us now. Miranda, thanks so much for coming on. So the disconnect between what they told us happened inside and what we now know happened inside, thanks to the surveillance video, is vast. But in the case of Jacob Chansley, it's very troubling since his life has been destroyed and he's in prison as we speak. How, given that Jacob Chansley was wandering around with armed police officers who appeared from the footage to be helping him, could he be indicted and convicted and they not? Like, how does that work?
Well, it's very sad because obviously you can see from the demeanor of the police officers and from his own demeanor that he was harmed.
Look, I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be a lawyer. Exactly, Carl. How do you trespass on public property? But let's just look at this for a moment. I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be a lawyer. I don't play one on TV or the radio or anything else. But I do know about exculpatory evidence.
And Rakita Law's your friend.
Well, not really. I mean, he knows me. I know him.
I'm just saying that.
I actually do not take any legal advice from him.
I know.
Actually, I would, but I don't pay him for it. So
I'm messing with you.
It's neither here nor there. But exploratory evidence that they keep hidden. All right, the
people that broke in the window right there next to the door. Those are the ones.
They are the criminals. They need to be, heftily fined and maybe.
Where are they at? Where are they at? Not the rest of these.
They're probably in jail too. We don't know.
We don't. That's the issue. And like Tucker was saying, facial recognition. He doesn't have that.
Oh, they didn't have access to it, but the government has really good facial recognition software.
Yeah, but we don't have access to it, so we don't know who the people were busting in the windows.
Well, and that also the people who appeared to be federal operatives, except for Epps. We'll be talking about him here in just a little while.
Yeah, it's
alleged. But here's the thing. Okay, we went on a segueing. We got off topic. We're talking about the QAnon shaman.
Correct.
Okay, we're talking about him getting 4 years. 4 years.
4 years in prison.
Nearly 4 years in prison. 4 years in pound me in the ass federal prison
for being escorted in
because they refused to release information that would have exonerated him.
And that's against the law right there.
Regarded him as harmless. You saw him walk past about 9 other police officers. They didn't even give him, a look, even though he was dressed so garishly. He's obviously a performance artist and was not posing any threat to anybody. You can see where they help him open a door to go in to the Senate chamber. And so why on earth was that footage not used as exculpatory evidence in his trial? This man is spending almost 4 years in jail, a naval veteran, aged 33 years old, and he's just puzzled about it. You can see in that jailhouse interview that you played that he is sort of, he says his regret is that he thought because the police officers were showing him around that it was okay, that what he was doing was appropriate. And you can see the way those people were walking through the Capitol, as you said,
their hands aren't on their weapons.
Politely,
they're not holding the baton.
Very peaceable.
We're gonna.
That they don't mean any harm. They are treating the Capitol with reverence. That doesn't excuse the others, the minority of the protesters who did break windows and fight police and injure police and cause mayhem. But the people who are now being picked up and some of them have been jailed without trial for months, even years on end, did not commit violence. They walked through open doors. They were escorted by police. They felt that this was okay. And I think Jacob Chansley is a classic example of that.
If I go to the door of a liquor store and a uniformed police officer opens it for me, I walk in, I take the money out of the till and then leave, escorted by the police officer, he's an accessory to the crime I just committed.
Correct.
I'm back in the Capitol Police. We're grateful for their help in getting this video out. But that doesn't make any sense at all. And the federal judge who oversaw this case doesn't seem to have noticed. This seems insane to me, and I don't know why no one is willing to explain it.
It's called a setup, Tucker. It's called a setup. It's called they wanted the potato in chief and the Democrats and the Uniparty wanted a particular outcome.
Yep.
And the people who are sitting in jail in Washington, D.C. from January the 6th, some of them who haven't seen their day in court yet.
They haven't even been charged.
They've been charged. They just haven't been, they haven't seen their day in court. And they're being held without bail for being so-called violent flight risks. Two years.
Yep.
In upwards of 2 years in jail for a lot of these people already.
Some of them more.
Yeah.
Real close. Yeah. It's 2023, that happened 21. Yeah, that's 2 years.
Happened in 2020, Henry. Well, yeah,
No,
2021.
this is 2021. Yeah.
2021. 2 years.
Right.
Let's continue on.
Well, clearly the Capitol Police, none of them, you have 9 or 10 officers there, do not think that there is anything unusual about this guy with the fur hat and the Viking horns and the face paint wandering around the corridors and walking into the then Senate chamber that had been evacuated. What we hear from the Capitol Police, they tell us, is that they were trying to de-escalate the crowd, de-escalate any unrest. And so perhaps that's what they were doing. They were completely outnumbered. I don't really blame the Capitol Police. All they were trying to do was keep people calm and happy. They were betrayed by Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, who refused the repeated requests by the Capitol Police.
That's right.
Stephen Sund in the days before and several times on the day of January 6th for backup, for National Guard.
Right.
That is the most.
President Trump offered on several occasions National Guard.
Yep. And Nancy Pelosi said no.
Do you remember the day after all this? The fences and the barricades that went up literally overnight around the Capitol building stayed up for months.
Yep.
Stayed up for months. Looked like AC. I mean, they finally had National Troop Guards in there. They were sleeping in the halls.
Mm-hmm. Or in the garages.
Yeah. They were sleeping
eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Eating MREs and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and not able to, use the correct restrooms. They were there for months.
They weren't allowed to use the restrooms.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar?
We'll get into that later. Yes, absolutely. They weren't allowed to use the restrooms. They had to use porta potties that were brought in for just them. Soldiers and dogs keep off the grass. Anyway, let's continue.
Most inexplicable part of this story.
It is. And in fact, tomorrow we're going to have an interview with a Capitol Police officer in charge of the sector where this took place inside the Capitol, explaining what happened, and it's shocking. I appreciate, Miranda Devine, you coming on tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Tucker.
So from January 6, 2021 till today, you will hear people say, including the President of the United States, that the mob murdered police officers. That is a lie. The death of Officer Brian Sicknick is the pretext they used to tell that lie. So what happened to Officer Brian Sicknick?
Well, we found
footage of him within the Capitol that proves they are lying.
Yeah. Anyway, We're going to continue on with this after the top of the hour break, but frankly, what we've seen right now so far. Now, mind you, this is just a bare minimum of the available video footage. Just a bare minimum of the available video footage. There's 41,000 hours of video footage from the day of January the 6th, 2021.
That's right.
41,000 hours. And we're not talking about individual cell phones. We're talking about Capitol surveillance videos.
Right.
Capitol surveillance videos.
Have you seen any personal videos? I haven't.
I have.
You have.
The day it happened.
Yeah.
The day it happened. There were several online broadcasters. Salty Cracker was amongst one of them.
But those are gone. All but gone.
They're still there. They're still out there. They're still out there. You just have to go look for them.
Okay.
But they were doing montages of several different feeds at the same time, watching all of this happen. And I watched this. Now, mind you, that wasn't an insurrection.
No, heck no. I didn't see
the day I was watching it, it wasn't an insurrection. Yes, were people angry? Abso-fucking-lutely they were angry. They felt like they'd gotten ripped off, and they felt like their voices weren't, their vote and their voice wasn't heard. And the wrong idiot got elected into office. They were upset. They were angry. And it wasn't because of what Trump had said. Hell, they were already pissed off before that.
Yep.
We won't go into tonight on some of the voting irregularities that happened.
And are still happening.
We won't go into the voting irregularities that already happened. But we're going to take a look at this evidence. We're going to take a look at what actually went on. We're going to listen to what Tucker says. We got about maybe 15 minutes left of this.
And any of you that voted for Joe Biden, how do you feel now?
Yeah, give us a call. 928-476-0331. 928-476-0331. And if you call now, Henry will give you a back scratch.
This is a training tool for the dogs. 95% of the time it's for scratching them. 5% of the time it's on the butt.
Well, that's all right. That's how you train your doggies is how you train your doggies.
Yep, and you like it when I spank you in the butt.
I use a rolled up newspaper. It's louder and it doesn't hurt.
On your own butt?
On any butt.
We'll leave it alone.
Anyhow, 928-476-0331. Yeah, we're at
the top of the hour.
We're just about.
Yeah.
It's 2 minutes till the top of the hour right now. But we
insane in the membrane for anybody to believe.
We knew going in
that this is just.
We knew going in that they were making a lot of something about nothing.
Oh, absolutely.
Now that lot of something out of nothing has actually turned into something where I can see if we had actually had an honest to goodness justice system where I could see Congress critters going to jail.
Oh yeah.
I could see FBI agents going to jail for instigation.
Yes. Well, do you know that all the defendants that are taking the plea deal, they're taking the plea deal. Do you know there's no recourse for that?
Unfortunately not. The only thing that they can hope for is a pardon.
Yes, but the ones that went through trial and got convicted, they can be overturned.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
They can be overturned, but a plea deal can never be overturned. That's a plea deal.
It can, especially if some of this evidence comes to light.
Well, the reason why they were taking the plea deals is they were spent all that time in that jail. They were tortured. It was basically a torture.
The process, we've talked about this before, especially when people walk from charges. Okay. Yeah. Take a look at somebody who is obviously innocent, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was from the prosecution's own video and the video that played on TV stations around the world. It was obvious that he was defending himself when he shot these people.
Mm-hmm.
Yet we had a justice system in Kenosha that was hell-bent on making an example out of a 17-year-old boy with a lawfully possessed firearm.
And guess what? It didn't work.
And no, it didn't work.
But in the meantime, that boy went through.
Here is the punishment, Henry. Here is the true punishment. All right. He spent nearly a year in between juvenile hall and adult jail.
Mm-hmm.
Now his life is completely public. He's being sued by 3 different families.
Mm-hmm.
The pedophile's family suing him.
Mm-hmm.
The skateboarder's family is suing him.
Mm-hmm.
And the one-armed bandit is now suing him.
Right. And this is our American system.
Exactly.
And
exactly. And
if anybody don't think it needs to be changed, I do.
The punishment has turned into the process. All right. He is going to have to spend tens of thousands of dollars in lawyer fees just defending himself from these lawsuits. He spent nearly $1 million defending himself from the murder charges.
Right. Which he'll never get back. That's gone.
He'll never.
That's money spent.
It's money spent. It's money that will never be regained again. I mean, that's money that has gone into his lawyer's pockets. Okay, some would say, yeah, that's money well spent.
Well, it absolutely is, but it didn't need to be spent.
It didn't need to be.
Was self-defense.
It was obvious self-defense to begin with. It was obvious self-defense to begin with. You know, I invite you guys to check out Recaita Law on YouTube. And go back and watch the entirety of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Now, mind you, it's long, somewhat boring, but it's extremely interesting, especially when you get down watching Binger, the prosecutor, stand up there and lie to the jury and to the judge, and then actually point a rifle at the jury.
Yes, he did. Yes. Yes, what's his name that did that on a movie set?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it is the Raw. We'll be right back. Oh my goodness gracious me! It's the top of the hour,
and my chair has sunken.
Your chair is sunken, or you're just getting shorter all of a sudden.
It might be that I'm getting older, so it could have been in the last hour. I could have got short.
We'll be right back. I missed the answer. Of course, that's Henry over there. We'll be right back. It is the Raw.
Time Call Taxi is here for all your transportation needs, whether it's a ride to work, the store, or anywhere. Time Call Taxi is here for you. Call 928-763-1010, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Going out to paint the town red? Call Time Call Taxi and get to and from your fun in a timely and safe manner. Call Time Call Taxi, 763-1010. That's 763-1010.
If a natural disaster comes knocking, how prepared is your family? You can't just close the door on earthquakes, floods, or hurricanes and hope they go away. That's why it's important to make a plan now. Ready.gov/plan has the tools and tips you need to prepare your family for an emergency. So if disaster shows up at your doorstep, you'll be ready. Visit ready.gov/plan and make a plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, everybody in the car. Let's go.
What are we gonna do first when we get there, Mom? Go for a hike?
Sure, if you want.
What about canoeing? Can we go canoeing too?
I don't see why.
What about a bike ride? No, I want to fish.
Okay.
I've never been fishing.
Honey, we can do it all.
How long does it take to get to the forest?
It's not.
Is it gonna be long?
No, sweetie.
I bet it takes forever.
It's not that far.
Are we there yet?
Yep, we're here.
Already? No way! Come on.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Also, find fun activities to do like boating and biking or camping and hiking, plus much more. It's all right in your naturehood. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
Okay, this is the target house.
Yeah, but Jimmy, what about this here sticker?
What sticker?
Right here on the door. These premises protected by Southwest Alarm Service. 763-4331 and 753-2333.
That's just a sticker. One of these companies is going all over town giving these things out to everybody. Forget about it. If you're ever going to be any good in the burglar business, you're going to have to learn these things. Now, we're inside. You get the stuff down here, and I'll get the stuff upstairs. You know, cash, jewelry.
Jimmy, what time is it?
It's about 1 a.m. Why?
Because it looks like sun came up outside.
You in the house. You're completely surrounded. Come out with your hands in the air.
Just a sticker, huh, Jimmy?
Southwest Alarm Service, 753-2333 or 763-4331. Because real security is more than a yard sign or a sticker. Call Southwest Alarm Service today.
Southwest Alarm has the only 24-hour locally monitored central station.
The opinions voiced on the Raw are those of the hosts and the callers and not necessarily represent the views and opinions of KTOX and Ruben Broadcasting or its advertisers. The opinions should be considered as the ramblings of raving lunatics.
You're listening to The Raw with Henry and Miss Raw, brought to you by Pirate Web Radio Productions, Ruben Broadcasting, along with KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM, the Tri-State's undisputed talk leader.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you! Wear your mask, take your pills, now a whole generation's mentally ill. Man, fuck Fauci. But COVID's near, it's coming to town. We gotta act quick, shut our borders down. Joe Biden does, the media embraces. Big Doc does it and they call them racist. We the people. Let's go Brandon. We the people. Let's go Brandon.
Oh, yeah. Here we are. We are back. It is The Raw. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss Deanne Hans. Of course, we got Henry Longbreak over there on the other side, guarding the sacred phone number, 928-476-0331. Back for hour number 2. Got a little bit of a late start at the top of the hour, but you know, that's okay. What's that?
Hour number 2.
Yes, hour number 2. We're not quite to hour number 3. Hour number 3 is 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Yeah, right. Anyway, let's go back to this. Yeah, this is more Tucker. Now, this next segment is particularly disturbing because it deals with the death of a police officer, a Capitol police officer who was actually a Trump supporter. Yeah. Did you know this?
I didn't know that.
Okay, you didn't or did?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, well let's continue on. And
hi, Tucker.
Within hours of January 6th, literally hours, you began to hear that day described as a deadly insurrection. Not described by one news outlet or one politician, but in unison by all of them. Almost like it was coordinated. A deadly insurrection. That's history may report
deadly insurrection.
But the tape from within the building on that day proves it was neither an.
I mean, it wasn't like somebody took too much Viagra and got the erection from hell. And
look at that! I knew it.
Yeah, there you go.
Insurrection.
If it lasts longer than 3 hours.
January 6th, when an estimated 2,000 rioters breached the Capitol building, causing the deaths of 5 police officers.
Certain dates echo throughout history.
Oh God!
December 7th. 1941.
I'd take off my glasses so I couldn't hear her either.
2001.
I don't want to see her.
And January 6th.
The mob beat officers with anything they had on them. Hockey stick, a flagpole, a fire extinguisher. Police officers died.
Donald Trump supporters who, of course, rioted and killed police officers.
By the evening of January 6th, the Democratic Party and its publicists in the national news media had settled on a description of what had happened that day. They distilled an enormous number of highly complex events that even now we don't fully understand, into a single emotionally elated political slogan, which they've repeated for years with remarkable discipline. January 6th, they said, was a deadly insurrection.
There was a deadly insurrection that the right wing is trying to cover up.
Incited a deadly insurrection.
Incited a deadly insurrection.
The violent, deadly insurrection on the Capitol 9 months ago. It was about white supremacy.
About white supremacy.
About white supremacy. Now you got to hand it to you've got to hand it to the Democrats, Henry. Seriously, you've got to hand it to the Democrats when somebody comes up with a talking point. They all use that talking point to death.
They do. They fall in
deadly. It was a deadly insurrection. It was a deadly insurrection. It was a deadly insurrection. Remember back when they were trying to pin
white supremacists.
They were trying to pin everything on Trump. Okay. Yeah. Trump's back is against the wall, and everybody parroted that throughout the Democrat Party and the news media. Trump's finally met his match. His back is against the wall. Blah blah blah. It was hilarious. But you got to give them credit for it. They follow the message.
Well, unfortunately, that caused a lot of our younger voters to vote against Trump. Well, I know some people's kids that they would say, "Yeah, Trump's a racist. Trump's a racist." When they were using that,
here's the thing.
He was never been proven to be a racist. He's married to a foreigner. He used to date a black woman. Oh my gosh.
Here's the thing. Okay, they have yet to produce 1 ounce of evidence to prove that Trump is racist. Yes, they go.
Racist,
They trot out the Richmond, Virginia thing, and you go, "Oh, there's some mighty fine people on both sides." Speech. You remember that? Vaguely. Okay. Well, to set the stage for that, Henry, what they were doing is they were tearing down statues.
Yes.
All right. And there were people who were against tearing him down. There were people that were for tearing him down. Unfortunately, some neo-Nazis showed up along with Antifa.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Trump specifically addressed the neo-Nazis and said, those aren't good people.
Mm-hmm.
Those aren't good people. The Antifa people aren't good people, but there are good people on both sides of this issue.
Right.
There's some mighty fine people on both sides of this issue, and you want to talk about cherry picking. You want to talk about cherry picking? They used that video in his first impeachment.
Yep, they did. Mofos.
A deadly insurrection. Everything about that phrase is a lie. Very little about January 6th was organized or violent. Surveillance video from inside the Capitol shows mostly peaceful chaos. But the slogan worked. The term deadly carries enormous emotional power, which is why they used it.
Of course it is.
Proof the insurrection was deadly.
Sort of like
because Ashley
words mean things.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
To the death of an officer called Brian Sicknick. The mob killed Officer Brian Sicknick. That's what they said. It was their single most powerful indictment of the January 6th protesters.
Now, do you remember he was the one who was supposedly clubbed in the head with his head bashed in with a fire extinguisher.
Right, and it never happened.
Get ready to hold on to your head because it's going to fucking explode.
And of Donald Trump and of Republican voters nationally. They repeated that claim for years. They are still repeating it. At first, they told the country that Officer Sicknick was murdered with a fire extinguisher.
Officer Brian Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher during the fight.
That story came from the New York Times, which is effectively the assignment editor for most of the rest of American media. It was a lie. Untrue in any way. But only after that lie had hardened into conventional wisdom did the newspaper bother to retract it.
The New York Times has quietly retracted its story about the death of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick.
The damage had been done. Brian Sicknick, himself a Trump voter, had been transformed without his consent into a political martyr of the left. His memory was shamelessly exploited by the incoming Biden administration. In February of 2021, Sicknick's body lay in state in the Capitol Rotunda.
Now, notice something. Right over here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but right over here, you can see his ashes there. His body's been desecrated. The evidence burned away forever.
Yep.
Where a parade of unscrupulous politicians made use of it. Here's Joe Biden.
Breaking down the doors, trying to overturn an outcome of election, and killing several police officers in the meantime.
But Brian Sicknick should not be reduced to a prop for the political ambitions of the Democratic Party.
They killed no police officers that day.
His life matter, including how he died. To this day, media accounts describe Sicknick as someone who was, quote, slain on January 6th. The video we reviewed proves that is a lie. Here is surveillance footage of Sicknick walking in the Capitol after he was supposedly murdered by the mob outside. In all appearances, Sicknick is healthy and vigorous. He's wearing a helmet, so it's hard to imagine he was killed by a head injury. Whatever happened to Brian Sicknick was very obviously not the result of violence he suffered at the entrance to the Capitol. This tape overturns the single most powerful and politically useful lie the Democrats have told us about January 6th. And it was indeed a lie. The January 6th committee knew perfectly well that Brian Sicknick was walking normally through the Capitol after he was supposedly murdered by Trump supporters.
After he's dead.
Because they saw this tape.
Man walking.
We can be sure because the footage contains an electronic bookmark that is still archived in the Capitol's computer system. That means that investigators working for the Democratic Party reviewed this tape. They saw it, but they refused to release the tape to the public. Why? Because this tape would shatter the fraud they were perpetrating on the country. Because hiding the truth served their political interest. They lied about the police officer they claimed to revere. If they were willing to do that, then their dishonesty knew no limits.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. If the mofo's gonna lie about that, what else are they gonna lie about?
Well, yeah, and that's just the thing, and we're going to be done with that. You can find that entire segment over on Rumble. I will post the link in all of the chats like right now, and you can watch that at your leisure later. Of course, you can go to the raw.locals.com and watch it right there if you wish. All you need to do is go to the raw.locals.com, and sign up. Use the raw promo code the raw, all lowercase, one word, for 1 free month. And you can watch that at your leisure anytime you want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's there for your viewing pleasure
or displeasure,
whichever. Six of one, half dozen the other.
That much?
Yeah. But just the two videos that we saw. Okay, to mind you, there are 41,000 hours worth of video,
right,
to look at. 41. God, do you know how long 41,000 hours
is? There's 24 hours
Alexa,
in a day.
How long is 41,000 hours?
41,000 hours is 4 years and 8 months.
That's 4 years and 8 months.
Yes.
4 years, 8 months.
That's over a president's term.
Well over a president's term.
Yeah.
But that was the number of hours recorded in one day.
Yeah. How could that happen in one day?
4 years, 8 months worth of video to go over and look at.
There's that many cameras.
And so far only one journalist and of course his team of producers have been in there to look at it. Kevin McCarthy, I know you're not watching me. I know you don't even know who the fuck I am, and I know
he knows us.
I know you don't give a shit about it.
He knows us.
But release it all to the public. I mean,
yes, drop it out there.
Every last minute of it. Every last second of it.
Drop it out there.
Drop it now.
Yes. Yep.
You're going to save lives by doing that.
Yep.
You are going to save people's lives by making sure that people have access to that, because it will allow people to hold criminals, the actual criminals, the people who lied to us for 2 fucking years, accountable.
Yep.
Like Liz Cheney.
Oh, wouldn't it be great to just see the police go in and arrest them? Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? Let them sit in a fucking shelf for 2 years.
A supposed Republican, coming from a great dynasty, the Cheney dynasty from Wyoming, lied to the American people.
Oh, yes.
Used her power to perpetrate a fraud on the American people, violating her oath to uphold and defend the Constitution.
And she didn't do it. She didn't. No, she.
You know, there's her actions on the January 6th committee are the reason why Wyoming said, "Fuck you, you're gone."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She got primaried to death. You know, we watched it live. We covered it live on the Raw.
And then we're like this. Yay!
Yay! Bye, Cheney.
Yeah, bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch. Don't come back.
Sorry for your dad getting shot in a hunting accident.
Her dad didn't get shot in a hunting accident. Her dad shot somebody in a hunting accident.
Oh, that's right. He's the one that shot somebody. See, I tried to give benefit of the doubt, and you told me.
I don't
know. See that now. That's the way she would tell it.
Oh, and see, the thing is, that's the way other people have been telling it as well, Henry. That's the way other people have been telling it as well. That's the way, bend the story to however you wish it to.
That's right. And he was the president of the United States at the time, wasn't he? Oh, wait a minute. Vice president.
Actually, at the time of the hunting accident, he was not. He was Secretary of Defense at the Hunter.
See, I can tell it any way I want.
Oh
They
my
do.
Lord! Well, the thing is that that's exactly what they do, Henry. They
Yeah,
they get these things wrong, and and then it changes the story.
Well, it changes history, and it changes
exactly.
It changes innocent people to guilty people.
Yeah,
it incarcerates innocent people. It incarcerates people that should never even be there. This officer died in the insurrection.
He did not.
Why was he
did
walking
not.
around?
He wasn't murdered that day.
I know he wasn't.
He wasn't beaten in the head with a fire extinguisher that day.
The only one that was murdered that day
was Ashley Babbitt.
Yep.
She's the only one that actually lost her life that day.
Yep.
Yes, there were a couple of police officers that committed suicide.
Yep.
Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly, you're right. They wouldn't go along with it, so
they may have said, "This is not what happened, and I'm not putting my name to it." Oh, I'm sorry, you got and they got Arkansas. Arkansas-ed.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But that's the conspiracy theory.
I believe that. You know, it's too many body counts.
There's too many weird things.
Yeah, too many body counts.
Now, yes, was there violence against police there demonstrated that day? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, there was.
Absolutely. Were there some police injured? Yes, there were.
Yes, there was.
Well, guess what? That happens in any fight.
You're right.
I'm not saying it's their job to get injured. Absolutely not. Those people who attack cops should
need to be in jail,
prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Correct. I agree with that 100%. Not the ones that are escorted into the building.
Well, not the ones that were escorted in the building and escorted around the building and basically had an impromptu tour.
Right. That's what it was. But he wasn't allowed to use the bathroom because he was a veteran.
Do you remember what I called January 6th, the day the next Sunday when I had a show?
I don't.
I called it the Tea Party Part 2.
There you go. There you go.
People were pissed.
There you go.
People were pissed off. They wanted their government to know that they were angry.
Yes.
And that that they needed to do something about the lawlessness that is being perpetrated among on the American people by our elected officials.
They did. They absolutely did. They
were there bad actors? Absolutely.
Yes, right, wrong, or indifferent. That was their main goal. And what they did was their right. What the few people did was not their right, and they
should be prosecuted. Should be prosecuted.
They should be.
They should be prosecuted.
And we need to get to the bottom of it too.
We need to get to the bottom of it with an actual honest panel. Honest investigators, honesty.
Yes.
We need it to be completely transparent.
Yeah. Now what was there people from the government, FBI, and stuff like that, informants in there? Was there people from Antifa? Who knows? Let's find out.
Okay, number one, yes, there were. There's actually been an admission by federal officials that there were people implanted in the January 6th protest.
Well, and sometimes they got to do that under certain circumstances.
They do that all the damn time. I mean, holy crap! But let's take a look at Epps for a second. All right, there is video of him before the so-called riot, before the so-called protest, of him going around from group to group saying, "Hey, we're going to go into the Capitol building tomorrow. Are you with me? We're not going to stay outside. We're going in." And pretty much to a group, these people called him out as a Fed. They accused him of being a glowy.
Yeah,
that's what you call a Fed. In bed, you're a glowy. It's not a nice term.
I didn't think it would be.
It's not a nice term.
You're just racist.
Against glowworms. Well, the thing is, he instigated. He texted his own son saying, "I instigated this." Yet, he was called in front of Congress and praised. He was praised by the January 6th committee for his inactions. He lied to the committee.
Yeah.
Now, there is a federal statute about lying to Congress. It has a maximum penalty of 5 years and $500,000.
Yeah, but they're not going to get that.
Not now, but they really need to re-impanel the January 6th committee. This time with people that actually want to know the truth and will actually be transparent.
And we got a Republican Congress in there, so
we've got a slight Republican majority.
Well,
here's the thing. The only thing they can do is investigate and actually report. And what I'd like to see is an investigation and an actual report of the truth.
Well,
of course. If you're actually getting down to the truth and the brass tacks, the money is well spent.
Oh yeah, of course.
The previous January 6th committee was nothing but a propaganda tool to ensure that Trump wouldn't be able to be reelected.
It was a made-for-TV series.
Again, it was a political
it absolutely was
statement to ensure that Trump could not get elected in 2024.
And it didn't work.
No, it's backfired. It's backfired. Oh my God! The straw polls that are going on is Trump is so far in the lead of everybody, even DeSantis.
Yeah,
even DeSantis right now.
So what I really want to know is all this is going on. What happened to the secret documents in the garage?
Welcome to the conundrum. Welcome to the conundrum. What happened to Biden's secret documents? Why isn't he being railroaded? Why isn't he being run up a flagpole? Why isn't he in handcuffs? Why isn't he in front of a select committee of Congress testifying to why he had classified documents when he was the vice president of the United States and they were found unsecured in his garage?
Yes. Yep.
These questions need to be answered. These questions need to see the light of day. However, they will not.
And Hunter Biden was renting that house for $49,000 a month.
He was. Now
so he had complete access to it. A drug addict.
Yeah, absolutely. But when we come back from the break, we're gonna hear from Chucky Schumer as he cries on the Senate floor or on the the House floor about, or is he a senator? I don't know. I don't
know what he is.
He's a Congress critter.
Yeah.
Sack of shit, Congress critter. When we come back from the break, we'll hear from him. It is the Raw. I'm your hostess with Moses, Miss Misty Hansen. Of course, we have Henry Longbreak over there guarding the sacred phone number 928-476-0331. We'll be right back.
This portion of the Raw could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at theraw@ktox.com. That's theraw@ktox.com. theraw@ktox.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Time Call Taxi is here for all your transportation needs, whether it's a ride to work, the store, or anywhere. Time Call Taxi is here for you. Call 928-763-1010, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Going out to paint the town red? Call Time Call Taxi and get to and from your fun in a timely and safe manner. Call Time Call Taxi, 763-1010. That's 763-1010. United Private Investigations, owned by Lyle Sharman, has over 30 years of investigative experience in criminal, civil, business, and private investigations. United Private Investigations provides professional and confidential investigations for corporations, companies, legal professionals, insurance companies, and individuals. Voted Best Private Investigator in Mojave County in 2018 and 2019. Contact Lyle Sharman with United Private Investigations at 928-542-5178.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. You deserve a break. Enjoy a moment of indulgence. It's time for Zanna Coffee. Guilt-free pleasure. Zanna Coffee is the organic coffee to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Only the best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world that I selected. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade certified, sustainable organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com. www.zannacoffee.com. Get your coffee bag now. Don't be cheap. Life is too short and you deserve the best. Zanna Coffee.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back. It is The Raw. I'm your hostess with the most, Miss Misty Ann Hansen. Of course, we have Henry Longbreak over there sitting to my right. Well, when the music goes away and the screen clears, but for the moment you can hear me, just can't see me. I'm hiding. Anyway, welcome back. He's guarding the sacred phone number 928-476-0331, 928-476-0331. And before I lose my nerve and lose my lunch, let's hear from Chief Liar.
That's the U.S. Senate.
Yeah, the Senate.
So he's a senator, then,
He's
right?
a senator. Yeah. Chucky
talk.
Chucky the dipshit Schumer.
Last night, millions of Americans tuned in to one of the most shameful hours we have ever seen on cable television.
Now, I'm going to agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to agree with that statement, except not the way he meant it.
Correct.
It was shameful for you,
yep,
Chucky, and the Democrat Party and the Select Committee.
With contempt for the facts, disregard of the risks,
but you were lying.
Full well, he was lying to his audience.
Okay, he was not lying to his audience. You are lying to the American people right now.
Yes, and that's okay, though.
Fox News host Tucker Carlson ran a lengthy segment last night arguing the January 6th Capitol attack was not a violent insurrection.
That's correct. It was not a violent insurrection.
Waters of conspiracy and cherry picking from thousands of hours of security footage.
Let's go through this again. 41,000 hours worth of surveillance video.
Mm-hmm.
We asked Alexa here just a second ago.
4 years and 8 months
is what she said. 4 years and 8 months worth of video to watch back to back.
So he couldn't play it all in one segment.
couldn't play it all in one term of a presidency.
Right.
20 and by the way, that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's continuous.
For 4
Yeah.
years and 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Carlson told the bold-faced lie
What
that
lie?
the Capitol attack, which we all saw with our own eyes, was somehow not an attack at all. He tried to argue it was nothing more than a peaceful sightseeing tour. Can you imagine?
No, here's where he starts going off the rails. All right. Yes, he showed the violence that happened. He showed the destruction that happened. Because yes, there was violence and yes, there was destruction. Nobody's arguing that point, Chucky.
Violent demonstration, a perfectly fine and appropriate instance of people expressing their opinion.
And it actually was. It actually was. The American people have a right, spelled out in the Constitution, to access the government.
Yep.
Matter of fact, it's a First Amendment right. It's called having the right to have to redress your grievances.
Yeah.
And they have to provide
And
for that.
And they did. You just experienced that the other day.
Not yet. I haven't. Anyway, let's continue on.
I, so many others who were here in the Capitol, and millions of Americans are just furious
at you,
Tucker Carlson and Kevin McCarthy today. Many of my staff were here at the Capitol on January 6th. Their lives were put in danger.
No, there weren't.
As were the lives of many of my colleagues.
No, they weren't.
As well as police,
No.
maintenance staff, reporters, countless others. At one point, I was within 30 feet of the rioters.
Oh, no!
I was told, shout it out, let's get him. Before my detail pulled me away.
Oh, bullshit. That's absolutely. Okay, I'll tell you what, Chucky. There is, if that actually happened, release that segment, that footage.
Right. Let's see that.
I want to hear it from the. Let's get them.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to hear it. I want to feel it. And if it's true, well, go get those sacks of shit for making terroristic threats to an elected official.
Right. And he would have too if they did.
Exactly. It
would have been front page.
It's just like AOC claiming she was nearly killed when she was 6 blocks away.
Right.
And there wasn't a protester within a block.
She was nearly dead.
Or more. She's nearly killed. That's correct. Yeah. From 6 blocks away.
To say January 6th was not violent is a lie pure and simple.
Nobody said there wasn't violence, Chucky. Nobody said there wasn't violence.
I don't think I've ever seen a primetime cable news anchor manipulate his viewers.
Oh, did you ever watch CNN?
Yeah, obviously he doesn't watch CNN on a nightly basis because that's all they do is manipulate their viewers.
I don't think I've ever seen an anchor treat the American people.
But you never listened to Don Lemon.
I missed what he said. Shut up, Henry.
An American democracy with such disdain.
Obviously, he hasn't been watching CNN or MSNBC or The View for that matter.
Yes.
And he's going to come back tonight with another segment.
Absolutely.
Fox News should tell him not to. Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, tell Carlson not to run a second segment of lies. You know it's a lie. You've admitted it's a lie.
Who has admitted it's a lie?
Yeah. So take away his First Amendment rights.
Exactly.
And Speaker McCarthy is every bit as culpable.
How can it be a lie if it's on video?
You can turn a video into a lie.
You can? You absolutely can. They
You
did.
can turn a video into a lie. They did that with Trump. They did that.
Yeah.
Look, they what part of the segment that I didn't show tonight. Go away, Chucky. I'm sick of you already. Part of the segment that I didn't show tonight was
Chucky.
the manipulation of the January 6th video, which showed a single Congress critter running, where they denigrated that particular Congress critter for being scared and running away.
Pussy.
Now, what they didn't show was the entire clip, where he was at the tail end, as in like almost 5 seconds behind everybody else who was running because they were told to evacuate. They made him out to be a chicken, a traitor, somebody who wouldn't stand on principles. They did it as a political attack upon their own.
Of course they do.
No, the thing is, they manipulated the January 6th videos, the ones that they released, to paint their own picture. They didn't show the entirety, just like we saw that officer who was obviously beaten to death by protesters outside with a fire extinguisher, walking around miraculously 15 minutes later in the Capitol building
after he was dead.
After he was dead.
Yeah. Just shake it off. You're dead. Don't worry about it. Just shake it off. You'll be okay.
Yeah. Shake it off. You'll be fine.
Oh, incredible.
It is incredible.
It's incredible that people are actually believing this bullshit.
Well, and the thing is, they do.
They do. They do. People actually believe this. And, a lot of them say that about the right, too. They go, right. Oh, look at those people on the right. They believe that.
Here's Speaker McCarthy. Let's listen to his answers to obvious abusive questions from journalists.
Mr. Speaker, because of the footage that you gave Tucker Carlson last night, he went on and said this was a mostly peaceful chaos, as he said. He downplayed Brian Sicknick's death, said it was not related to January 6th, said this was not an insurrection. Do you regret giving him this footage so he could whitewash the events of that day?
No, I said at the very beginning, transparency. And so what I wanted to produce for everybody is exactly what I said, that people could actually look at it and see what's gone on that day. So.
But Mr. Speaker, would you agree with his portrayal of what happened?
Look, each person can come up with their own conclusion, but what I just wanted to make sure is I had transparency. Because I know in CNN, I had here where you guys actually broke where we were. This was a secret location, Fort McLaren. I don't know if you got concerned by that. I don't even know from a point of view of security if we could ever be taken there again. But when you broke that at CNN, that was a real concern to a lot of people. I had a real concern also when I wanted to make sure transparency. Look, the officer's death is tragic. And anytime an officer is passed in this situation, I want to make sure they're protected. I want to make sure the transparency goes forward.
Speaker McCarthy, was this in any way part of the deal that you made to win the speakership? No. Specifically, give the content to
No, the answer is no. And if you follow, I'm not sure if you were there the times before. I got asked the question in a prep what I would do in the process. I've watched on January 6th committee how it was only politically driven. Now, on the January 6th committee, you couldn't have the minority side wasn't allowed to put people on. And I just thought it was fair if someone asked me a question, just transparency. So what I tried to do is be able to release the information, which we'll do for everybody. I worked with the Capitol Police. I've asked them for any clips on the way that they had concern with the security level. Only one of the clips did, and we were able to change that. An interesting thing the Capitol Police told us when we went through this is that January 6th never asked them about that, the security. So that's why they showed, unfortunately, Vice President Pence when he was being escorted out. They used my office on the escort where he went out. They never asked the Capitol Police if that's showing security clearance that they shouldn't, which they didn't. They didn't ask me as well. I didn't.
And there you go. There you go. Okay, that was Speaker McCarthy, House of Representatives, Republican, California. California, here we come. Right back where we started from.
Way back in the crazy land.
Yeah, way back in the crazy land. But yeah, McCarthy realizes that that in order to be to effectively govern, you need to have transparency.
Well, of course you do.
You need to have absolute positive transparency.
Yes.
Which, unfortunately, as of late, I had to actually force on a government. We'll get into that next hour.
Yeah, you have to be accountable. Being that I'm in local government, I have to be accountable for everything I say, everything I do.
You are even in your private life.
Even in my private life.
Even in your private life.
Everything that I'm learning from all the training that I'm going through, which I'm doing extra on that. I'm doing extra to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. And that I have transparency for everybody, anything that I do. If anybody wants to ask me what I do, how come I do this, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I have no problem with it.
Absolutely.
If I won't tell you, I give everybody permission that knows me to tell everybody. I have no problem with it.
Yeah. But it comes down, Henry, to he released the information so we could get the truth out.
Correct.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Good, bad, and indifferent.
Now, here's a quote. I don't know who said it first, but it's a good quote. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. You want to get to the bottom of something. You shine the light on it, you allow everybody to see it.
That's right.
Yes, some people will interpret it differently than others.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will see one thing, some people will see another. It's based on the individual and the individual's biases. And yes, right. we all have biases, we all have prejudices, we all have our own idiosyncrasies.
We do. We do.
But the thing of it is, when there's a truth there, we generally all agree on it.
Well, we should, and we don't all agree on it, and that's the sad thing. It's getting worse and worse, and that's the transparent part.
Here's the reason why we're not agreeing, because truths are not being allowed to be said, Henry.
That's right.
Let's go back to the COVID-19 thing. This is going to cause me to have to take down this video after the show's over from Facebook or from ScrewTube. Fuck you. Fuck off, YouTube. I don't give a shit. Different treatments and medications that are now being really proven very effective for COVID-19.
I know.
Pharmacists went to jail for filling prescriptions for ivermectin.
That's right.
Doctors lost their licenses for prescribing ivermectin.
That's right.
Because it went against the official narrative. Elon Musk right now is being targeted by the Biden administration.
Of course he is.
Right now. We'll get into that here in just a few minutes. Probably after the top of the hour. But he's being targeted for the Twitter files.
Mm-hmm. Because he's putting the truth out there.
He's putting the truth out there.
That's right.
He's allowing to see how the government was used to manipulate an election, manipulate the narrative for COVID, manipulate security concerns and elections and the whole fucking bag.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, what the government did to Twitter is the definition of fascism.
Oh, absolutely.
It is the
without a doubt,
textbook definition of fascism.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can have you can have your private corporation, but we're going to control what you say,
That's right.
what you do.
That's right.
Go out and watch a movie called Schindler's List.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see what fascism is all about. You want to see what fascism is all about. Go and watch a movie called Schindler's List. You will see what fascism is, truly is. And now they're attacking him through the Securities Exchange Commission
for exposing the truth.
For exposing the truth. Now they're demanding that he release the names of all the reporters, all the journalists that he gave access to the Twitter files to.
None of your business.
In other words, he is being told by the government that you will violate journalists' First Amendment rights.
Right.
That is fascism. Ladies and gentlemen. That is the definition of fascism.
Or Bidenism.
No, it's fascism. Pure and simple.
Oh, I know. I call the new fascism Bidenism.
Absolutely. Anyway, let's watch Kevin McCarthy's little speech here. I'm sorry, not Kevin McCarthy, but this wrinkly old asshole. Who the fuck is that? That's McConnell.
Harry Reid.
Mitch McConnell. Yeah, he actually does look a lot like Harry Reid, doesn't he? But, no, that's Mitch McConnell. Let's take a look at him.
Releasing this footage. Was it a mistake by Speaker McCarthy to give access to Tucker Carlson of this security footage?
Read from your prepared statement. Oh, I'm sorry.
How it was depicted, which is a different issue. Clearly, the chief of the Capitol Police, in my view, correctly describes what most of us witnessed firsthand on January 6th. So that's my reaction to it. It was a mistake, in my view, for Fox News to depict this in a way that's completely at variance with what our chief law enforcement official here at the Capitol thinks.
Well, there you go.
That's the case. Following up on what you said, Tucker Carlson has already teased another round of videos that are going to be released today. I understand that you're upset with the way that Fox is depicting it, but he's been forecasting this for months, asking for this access to this footage to have a presentation just like this. Was it a mistake for the speaker to hand that?
You guys know I have many faults, but one of them is not answering the question in a way that I don't want to answer it. I've given you the answer.
Well, there you go. At least he somewhat stood up for it. Somewhat. Yeah. But he's still a fucking rhino. He is still a fucking rhino. Anyway, we are quickly running out of time for this hour. My gosh, we're down 2 hours. My God, time has really gone hard.
It has.
Oh my goodness gracious me, mercy sakes alive. 928-476-0331. 928-476-0331 if you want to call in and join in the conversation. You can, of course, leave a message in any of the chat windows, and very few chats tonight, which is very surprising to me. Very few chats. What are you looking up on your phone there, Henry?
No, I was just as you were talking, oh, you can't see it. As you were talking, I was looking up the weather. And it's going to be in the 80s this weekend.
Well, that's fine. I'm sure the people across the country who are snowbound right now could give a fuck less.
Yes. As you were wrapping it up, I was looking down. I was letting you wrap it up. But, if you really want to fucking know, that's what I was doing, bitch.
That's what I really fucking want to know. I mean, it's sort of like, I don't care. Right?
You were wrapping it up.
He's getting ready to go away, so I'm gonna pay attention to my phone over here, not really pay attention. Okay, all right. Well, it is what it is. Anyway, it is the Raw. Of course, I'm your hostess with Moses, Miss Radio Rob Hansen, or Miss Misty Hansen. Take your pick. And of course, we've got Henry Long Break the Finger over
we'll
there.
We'll be back for the third hour.
Abso-freaking-lutely. It is the Raw. Time Call Taxi is here for all your transportation needs, whether it's a ride to work, the store, or anywhere. Time Call Taxi is here for you. Call 928-763-1010, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Going out to paint the town red? Call Time Call Taxi and get to and from your fun in a timely and safe manner. Call Time Call Taxi, 763-1010. That's 763-1010.
Learn how to defend yourself and your loved one. Kingman Force on Force. Krav Maga. Empty hands. Edge weapons. Firearms training. Train like law enforcement with our virtual range simulator. AZCCW classes. Free gun safety classes. Our instructors are AZDPS licensed, NRA certified, and former Combat Special Forces. 3001 Stockton Hill Road, Kingman, Arizona. www.kingmanforsonforce.com.
I'm Rob Hansen.
And I'm Henry Longbreak, along with Tundra.
And KTOX 1340 AM, we are pleased to support the Mojave County Sheriff's Canine Foundation.
The Mojave County Canine Foundation teams with the Mojave County Sheriff Department to keep our county safer. It increases deputy safety, and the dogs are highly visible deterrents against robberies, burglaries, and drug dealing.
Canines can save time clearing buildings. It takes less than the quarter of the time that it would take a deputy on his own.
Canines can track juvenile runaways, missing elderly persons, fleeing suspects, and provide comfort to traumatized victims.
For more information about the Mojave County Sheriff's Canine Foundation, or you'd like to make a tax-deductible donation or host a fundraising event that includes a canine demonstration, call John Sancelli at 651-270-0920 or go online at www.mcsk9f.com.
The Mojave County Sheriff Canine Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Okay, this is the target house.
Yeah, but Jimmy, what about this here sticker?
What sticker?
Right here on the door. These premises protected by Southwest Alarm Service. 763-4331 and 753-2333.
That's just a sticker. One of these companies is going all over town giving these things out to everybody. Forget about it. If you're ever going to be any good in the burglar business, you're going to have to learn these things. Now, we're inside. You get the stuff down here, and I'll get the stuff upstairs. You know, cash, jewelry.
Jimmy, what time is it?
It's about 1 a.m. Why?
Because it looks like the sun came up outside.
You in the house. You're completely surrounded. Come out with your hands in the air.
Just a sticker, huh, Jimmy?
Southwest Alarm Service, 753-2333 or 763-4331. Because real security is more than a yard sign or a sticker. Call Southwest Alarm Service today.
Southwest Alarm has the only 24-hour locally monitored central station.
The opinions voiced on the Raw are those of the hosts and the callers and not necessarily represent the views and opinions of KTOX and Ruben Broadcasting or its advertisers. The opinions should be considered as the ramblings of raving lunatics.
You're listening to The Raw with Henry and Miss Raw, brought to you by Pirate Web Radio Productions, Ruben Broadcasting, along with KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM, the Tri-State's undisputed talk leader.
Oh, and welcome back. It is the Raw. I'm your hostess with Moses, Miss Dan Hansen. Of course, we have Henry Longbreak over there, who is seemingly frozen right now. So hopefully that will get unfrozen. There you are. You back?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm here.
Okay.
I was frozen.
Yeah, you were frozen.
You were.
No, you were. You were frozen. You were. Yeah, pretty much just like that. Yeah, pretty much just like that. 928-476-0331. 928-476-0331 is the number if you want to join in the conversation. Phone line is open. If you can't get through, give me a message anyway, and I'll see about getting that on the air for you. But you know, one of the biggest fucking lies throughout this entire mess. Now, mind you, what has been absolutely fascinating is the Democrats and the Republicans, the rhinos. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call them Republicans. They need to be called what they are, rhinos.
Yes.
Reaction to this, especially this former Congress critter, Adam Kinzinger. All right. He's all butthurt. He says, we had one of the most transparent hearings in history. Really? Wow. You did not. You know, and you know, he went on CNN, of course, to lie about it. Let's take a quick listen to that.
He also invoked the committee several times, saying essentially, you know, this is the footage that you had access to, parts of it that the committee did not air. Do you want to respond to that? And also, you know, that he said you were a liar, and Liz Cheney was a liar.
He is a liar.
And that
He
you
is
guys
a liar.
perpetuated
Liz
this
Cheney
lie.
is a liar.
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously, everybody knows, even in their heart, even those that think.
You know what? Here's the first statement of an obvious lie. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
When you preface a statement with "everybody knows,"
yeah,
who's lying now?
That will say out loud that the insurrection didn't happen. They know in their heart that it did. So you can call me a liar all you want. I just know that means we're over the target typically. Look, I can look at myself in the mirror. I know Tucker Carlson.
What target are you over? What target is he over? What target were they over?
Well, he's given it away that they're after
Trump.
Yes.
And Trump alone.
Yes.
He has a lot more money than I do, but it's probably much harder for him to wake up and look in the mirror because he knows what he's doing in a country that I've sworn to defend both in uniform and in Congress, that he's never taken that similar oath. So,
God, what a sack of shit. What an absolute fucking sack of shit.
He's a SS and a CC.
Yeah.
Sack of shit and a Congress critic.
But he hasn't, and I think that's clear. But look, in terms of saying that we've hidden this footage, we had one of the most transparent hearings.
Okay, if you had one of the most transparent hearings, why did it take McCarthy to release the entire 41,000 hours, the 4 years, 8 months of 24/7 footage? And you and Nasty Pelosi decided to keep it hidden.
In history, with the most footage we've ever shown in history, and every single almost witness that came in front of us was a very partisan witness. They were all Republicans that came in front of this committee.
Oh, let's go back to one of those Republican witnesses that claimed Trump reached up and tried to choke out a Secret Service man.
Ah, that's right. In the front seat, in the front of the car.
In the front of the car. Do you remember that?
When he was in the back and there's no way he could even get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was trying to take control of the vehicle.
Oh, that's what he was doing. Yeah.
Yeah. You remember that testimony. That was that was bipartisan testimony. That was a fucking lie too, and it was proven to be a fucking lie right
Well, you know what
it
was. You know what really happened. Trump was underneath the car and he was moving the steering columns like that.
Was he doing that? No,
that's what it was. I know. I was there.
Yeah.
that's how far-fetched this shit is.
What do you think of Kevin McCarthy? I mean, come on.
Look,
they didn't play that. Okay, but that's all right. What do you think of Kevin McCarthy? I'm glad. I didn't want to hear from Don Lemon anyway.
No,
or Lamont, whatever.
He's a piece of shit.
Asshole anyway.
Talk about a racist piece of shit. He's married to a white guy too, and he's a racist piece of shit.
Honestly, I don't care. I'm not going to play the White House's liar in chief.
Okay.
Karen
Jean-Pierre.
I
want to hear her.
No, I don't. I really don't. She pisses me off every single fucking time. Yeah. But this has gone so far. In a tweet, Elon Musk said he responded to a tweet. Let me bring that tweet up right now. Greg Price, a January 6th committee, lied about how Brian Segnek died. They lied about Barry at Loudmec taking rioters on reconnaissance mission. Lied about Josh Hawley running away. Lied about Ray Epps being a credible witness. Elon Musk replied to that. Besides misleading the public, they withheld evidence for partisan political reasons that sent people to prison for far more serious crimes than they committed. That's deeply wrong, legally and morally. Yet the Huffington Post, the good old Huff Post. All right. Twitter CEO Musk on Tuesday joined the right-wing chorus denying the violent riot took place at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. He didn't say that at all. He didn't say that at all. On January 6th, after Fox News aired cherry-picked footage of the incident.
And he knows because he drove his electric car there.
Absolutely. Replying to the communications director of the Freedom Caucus, a lying organization who alleged that members of the House committee investigating the riot had lied, Elon took to his social media platform to write, besides misleading the public, they withheld evidence for bipartisan political reasons that sent people to prison for far more serious crimes than they committed. That's deeply wrong, legally and morally. So, of course, Huffington Post, not taking any reason for to let a good crisis go to waste and attack everybody
Well, I wonder what the Biden administration really feels and how they handle Elon Musk, because they're all for these electric cars, and he's the best manufacturer of electric cars.
They are. Did you know you can't get tax incentives on Teslas?
And you used to be able to.
Yes. Anyway, the Biden regime retaliates against Elon Musk and demands he identify all journalists given access to the Twitter files.
Yeah, they don't have to.
Musk responds.
Musk responds. Fuck you.
Now, in a major, the article goes on, in a major attack on the First Amendment, the Biden regime is now demanding Elon Musk explain why he gave journalists access to the Twitter files. Biden's Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, retaliated against Elon Musk and demanded that he provide the names of journalists and other documents protected by the First Amendment. The FTC wants to put Elon Musk under oath, and this was reported in the Wall Street Journal. The Federal Trade Commission has demanded Twitter Incorporate turn over internal communications related to the owner, Elon Musk, as well as detailed information about layoffs, citing concerns that staff reductions could compromise the company's ability to protect users.
I'm not turning nothing over. I would say, if I was him, whatever you want me to turn over, you subpoena it, and then I'll turn it over.
You get a court order. Anyway, in 12 letters sent to Twitter and its lawyers since Mr. Musk's October 27th takeover, the FTC has also asked the company to identify all journalists granted access to company records to provide information about the launch of revamped Twitter Blue subscription service, the documents show. Oh, good Lord. This is an outrageous attack on the First Amendment. Journalist Michael Sharma said on Tuesday, I look forward to discussing this directly with members of Congress on Thursday. Michael Schellenberger said, I look forward to hearing that as well. But Musk's response is, this is a shameful case of the weaponization of government agency for political purposes and the suppression of the truth. And we see that time and time again. We see that time and time and time again.
And nothing's being done about it.
Now, this leads us a little bit closer to home.
I get it. I know what's happening.
You know what's coming up now,
happening.
don't you? Okay,
I know what's happening.
You might want to hide, or you can stay quiet.
I would neither confirm nor deny.
You can confirm or deny all you want. It is a free country, and you do have First Amendment rights, Henry. Long break.
Is.
You have First Amendment rights.
Oh,
Henry,
I understand that. I understand that.
Let me say this just one more fucking time, and so you can understand it. You have First Amendment rights that they cannot take away from you. Yes, there are things that legally you cannot talk about. However, your opinion, you can still voice your opinion, and that is your opinion to voice. And nobody, and absolutely fucking nobody can do anything about it, legally or otherwise.
You're right. You're right.
Sorry, had to get that off
had
to get that off my chest. It was
my
weighing down my
moral
boobs.
obligations for me personally prevents me from talking about it.
I understand.
That's me personally.
I understand.
Do I have a right to say the mayor's a piece of shit?
Absolutely.
Yes, I can say it if I want to. But I won't confirm nor deny.
You won't confirm or deny that she's a piece of shit. Okay. Well, that's wonderful. Anyway, last Tuesday, you were only here for a very short little while, and you were in a pissy mood that night when you got in.
I had to process it. And I told you that on the air. I said I'm not going to say nothing. I have to process this.
Yeah. When we got off the air, I almost went back on the air, but that's neither here nor there. But last Sunday, if you're watching the Miss Rob Hansen radio program on KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM, of course, here on Rumble as well under the Miss Rob Hansen radio program, the first 2 hours of my program revolved about what happened at that city council meeting on December 28th.
No. March 28th.
All right, I'm sorry. No, it wasn't. On
February 28th.
February 28th. Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. Good God. I'm getting tired. That's okay. It's fine. I'm getting tired. Yeah. It's all good. I'm here. But essentially
it happened 1 week ago today.
Yeah. Essentially what had happened was things were said about a motorcycle event that was coming through Needles. That was going to be their very first stop. This event is called the Run for the Wall. It is a Vietnam veterans group that run across the country and end up at the wall about Memorial Day. Okay, it's to honor Vietnam, the Vietnam veterans who didn't make it home.
And thank you for all your service.
They ride because others can't.
Correct.
That's their motto. Anyhow, the city of Needles had a thing on the consent agenda, and thank you to the council person who pulled that item to be discussed from the consent agenda. Otherwise, it would have just gone through, and nobody would have known.
Thank you,
known about things. But it was pulled because she had questions about the $2,000, which is reasonable. Mm-hmm. It's reasonable. Mm-hmm. I personally believe there should never be a consent agenda. That's my personal opinion. Especially when money such as $2,000 is being spent with very little information going out.
Correct.
There is, but a discussion ensued upon what that money was being spent for. Well, it's being the money isn't real money; it's play money, but it's money that's being set aside for the use of the bikers when they come to town to expedite cleanup, pay for lunch.
It's services.
It's for services.
Yes.
It's for services.
And it costs city workers. It costs all those workers money to put all that together.
Absolutely, it does.
And we wanted to move that money, those people actually into doing that service.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And and it was a good thing, and I'm glad. But however, the discussion about being able to use public restroom facilities at the El Garces Hotel in Needles, California came up, and the mayor said no. We have we're going to station porta potties better in view. In other words, make these veterans use stinky ass porta potties as opposed to a public restroom with running water and stuff like that. We're going to have water stations come up. We're going to have water stations. Okay, fine, dandy, whatever. But she didn't want them to use the restrooms because last year they had some plumbing issues, some actual physical plumbing issues that caused a mess that the city had to come in and clean up. Are you still with me, Henry?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The city had to come and clean up. Okay. That's a problem. I can see that's a problem. I understand that's a problem. However, when asked if this applies to other groups that use El Garces and the park, oh no, it's fine that these other groups can use the facilities in the El Garces. Wait a minute, whoa. Hold on one bloody fucking minute. You're telling me that any other group can come to Needles or in Needles, use the full facilities, but Vietnam veterans who are riding through town on their way to Washington, D.C. to pay honor to their fallen brothers and sisters of the Vietnam War can't use the public fucking bathrooms.
And that right there, what you just said was presented by one of the council members in almost those exact same words.
Yes, I know. I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be getting into the reason why I'm just getting around to watching it in a minute.
Mm-hmm. But I wanted to clarify
that's fine.
That was a question from one of the
that's
council
fine.
members. It
But
wasn't me.
Nearly word for word, actually.
Yes. Yes.
And the mayor, who also, prior to her being elected mayor, is responsible for the rental of that particular city facility. And it is a city facility. The city of Needles owns the El Garces. Lock, stock, and barrel. They spent millions of dollars in the refurbishment of the El Garces to be put into a community center / museum / everything else to attract people to Needles. And the mayor selectively picks the veterans, Vietnam veterans, or this veterans group, to be not able to use this facility. Quit smirking.
What do you think about that out there? Give us a call at
928-476-0331.
We want to know.
I want to know. I want to know what you want to know. But anyway, I reported all this on Sunday, and it lasted for 2 hours. And believe me, there are pissed off veterans.
There was an
all
uproar
over the place.
in the city of Needles by residents. Yes, go ahead.
We'll get to that.
Okay, I'll leave it alone.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. But yes, there's an uproar, but we'll get to that. However, I said during my show and that I wasn't able to see the meeting. So what I'm going by is information that was provided to me by an insider in Needles. Information that was given to me by an insider at Needles. Which was enough to piss me off. The video of the meeting, the public record of the meeting, was not posted until last night at about 7:30 my time.
Mountain time.
I contacted Rick Daniels, the city manager, and said, "Hey, look, I'm looking for the video of the council meeting, and I'll tell you straight up, there's a lot of pissed off people, and I'm one of them. And but my main concern is, why isn't the record of the meeting up for public scrutiny?" He said, "I don't know. It's just a press of a button. Should have been up already." Well, it's not, Rick. It's not. It's not there. Well, hang on. Let me check. It's not there. He said, "Let me call you right back." So he calls me back in about 5 minutes. Says, "My IT guy's at the doctor's appointment. As soon as he's out, he'll put it up. It's just a flip of the switch. It'll be up. Do you want me to have him call you?" "Yes, I want him to call me," as in like pick up the phone. "Hi, Miss Hanson. My name is my name is the Weenie IT guy here at in Needles, California, and I have that up now." I didn't get a phone call. I got 2 texts. I got 2 text messages. One was, "Do you want me to call you?" "Yes." let me. Oops, that's the wrong phone. Do you want me to call you? "Yes, I want you to call me, you sack of shit." Yes, I definitely want to know. Get here to the right. Okay. Hello, HELLOW, sir. This is Dan. I'm with IT. I'm at a doctor appointment. Should be up by 5:30 AZ time. That'll normally take me a few hours, normally 3 to edit and post. Would you still like a call when completed? "Yes, I want a call." He said, "Will do." He set it up HD in 2 hours, but SD is up. Okay. I didn't respond to that because I was expecting a phone call. A phone call. Henry, what's a phone call?
"Hello, this is me."
This is me, yep.
That's a phone call.
This morning at 6:41 a.m., I received a text from, "Did you receive my text?" "Yes, I did. Thank you." However, I did not receive a phone call. Why didn't I get a phone call? I'm sorry, a text does not equate a phone call. Or maybe I'm just a boomer. What is it, Henry?
"Hello, this is so-and-so. Are you there, Rob? Are you there, Miss Rob?"
Yeah, hello, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, that's a phone call.
That's a phone call.
This right here
is a text.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I generally,
anybody out there that don't know that's the difference.
Yeah.
You wanted me to explain it, so I explained
Yeah.
it for you.
Well, that's okay. That's all right. I just wanted to be clear that my understanding of a phone call is the same understanding that you have of a fucking phone call.
Yeah, I mean, back in my days, it used to be pull it off the wall right there, a corded one, and go.
The first 2 hours of tonight's program was about government transparency. Was about government transparency. The city of Needles, I'm talking to you. Your government is not being transparent with you at all. By no means is it being transparent with you. When they damn well feel like doing something, they will do it. Rick Daniels is a liar and a sack of shit. I'll say that right now. I know you can't say it, but I'm going to say it right now. He lied to a seated councilman about work that was supposed to be completed that did not get completed at all, and sat there in a council meeting and lied to the councilman about it. He lied to me about the IT guy calling me. That was a lie, Rick Daniels. You lied to the fucking media, and now my target is on you. My target is on you, Rick Daniels. And you and your fucking ass mayor are going to feel the heat. Because not only am I going to be requesting or demanding that the mayor resign, I'm going to be requesting and demanding that you resign as well for your lies to the people of Needles and to journalists. I'm sorry if this makes people in Needles uncomfortable. But you done pissed me off, you fucking jerks. You don't lie to me. You don't lie to your council people. You don't lie, period. Yet you did and have. Resign now. Leave. Quit. Quit. And hopefully the city of Needles can find somebody who is honest and doesn't cost $250,000 a year to govern or to run a city of 5,000 people. Your turn, Henry. Sorry, I kind of blindsided you with that one, didn't I?
With that, on Saturday it'll be 82 degrees, and by Sunday it will be 83 degrees with a low of 57.
Yeah,
no, 59. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
59, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Kind of blindsided you on that. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I believe in freedom of the press. I believe in transparency. I believe you have a right to say what you are saying right now. I totally believe that. The reason I am not saying nothing.
Well, because you're a city councilman, I understand
Correct.
that. You cannot have an opinion on that. Well, you can have an.
Oh no, I can. No,
but you
I
can't
can,
voice
and
your
I
opinion
do,
right
and
now.
I do have an opinion, and I can voice my opinion.
Oh, I'm sure I'm going to hear that opinion later.
I choose not to, but I do have a right to it, and I can say what I want when I want to who I want about my opinion on that. Now, when it comes to some certain city business, no, I can't.
Absolutely,
and I won't. But you have an absolute right for this, and I am not. I'm neither going to confirm nor deny.
that's fine. You can. And matter of fact, you're totally within your rights to disavow exactly everything I said.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I as a professional fucking journalist, I am standing by my words.
And you have a right to.
And I'm going to.
Yes.
And I have a right to present those facts to the public. Matter of fact, I don't only have the right, I have a duty.
Yes.
Written in the Constitution to report on government malfeasance.
And
this entire thing is government malfeasance.
And you have a right to 3 minutes at any city council. Anybody does. Anybody has a right to get up there and speak their mind about it. Doesn't, especially that's not on the agenda. That's what it's for. If you want to speak about anything that's not on the agenda, anything you want.
Well, you know, how much
you live.
How much you want to bet that the mayor's comment is going to be agendized by next meeting?
I don't know.
I want to lay money on that. I want to lay some money on that because I have a feeling it may be agendized.
Well, everybody can know by Friday because it's public record then.
Public record by Friday. That's okay. Yeah. I'm laying my money down. I want to hear it.
I'm not going to confirm nor deny.
That's okay. You don't have to. The thing is, you know, in my early days at KTOX, we were taking on the Bullhead City Council.
KTOX.
We caught the mayor, we caught the city councilman, we caught the city manager in tremendous lies and malfeasance and outright theft.
Mm.
This is just the start of my investigation into the city of Needles.
Right. And I had an issue with the city of Bullhead too. I had an issue trying to start a recovery place there.
Yes, you did, and I remember that clearly. I went to that meeting, and
Yes.
I was there when people spoke up in your defense. I was there to listen,
And
and
most of them were against me.
I was out. What, the people speaking out? No.
Oh yeah,
The city council. The city council was. The citizenry was not.
They were.
Those weren't citizens. Those were city people. That's got up to speak. I got news for you. Those were actual city people,
Yeah.
Employees of the city.
I got my
Jack Hakem wasn't mayor at the time. He was a city councilman.
Correct.
And he was completely against it.
Yes, he was.
We had another mayor who was against it, and everybody else was
Yes,
against
we did.
it. And the treatment facility or the recovery place that you wanted to come in to Bullhead City would have competed with an organization called West Care.
Correct.
West Care in Bullhead City owns all of the recovery houses.
Correct.
Both men and women, and also the women's shelter here in Bullhead City. And you coming in and opening up one would have taken funds away from them.
And their organization, they come up and spoke against it.
Yeah, they make money for every bed filled.
Correct.
Okay, they make money from the city of Bullhead. They make money from the state of Arizona. They make money from the federal government. That's how they make their money.
And
they're
I was
supposedly a nonprofit organization.
And I was giving my service away because I had money from Orange County that I was moving out here.
Yeah,
to give away to the people that needed help out here, because I saw a great need for it. And for people without money and without resources, I was going to house them and help them.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that would have cut into West Care's pie, because like I said, they get money from the city, they get money from the state, they get money from the federal government for filling beds.
It was definitely going to cut into my pie, but I did it willingly.
That's fine. That's fine. That's called being charitable. That's called being a good neighbor. That's called
Absolutely. I wanted to help
that's called being a good person, Henry.
Well, thank you. My purpose was to help others. I was taught that early in recovery.
I knew exactly what was going on then. I know exactly what's going on now.
Mm-hmm. And I did continue that in Bullhead City, even though I won my conditional use permit and won the case.
Yeah. But let's go back to Needles for a moment.
I deliberately deterred it.
Yeah, I understand. But we're going back to Needles.
Okay, that's where I'm at right now.
After saying what I've said, you were trying to say earlier that there are a lot of pissed off people in Needles now.
There's a lot of pissed off people in Needles that have listened to the radio station, and they heard what was going on, and word has gotten around exactly what she said, and people are livid. And other people are getting texts and phone calls, and I won't say who it is, but they are people that are in positions that it matters. And what she did, in my opinion, was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Totally wrong. It was totally wrong what she did. Everybody believes that too in the city of Needles that I have talked to, and now it's making all of Needles look bad. It's making all of the city council look bad, and she represents the city.
Absolutely, she represents the city.
Which I'm taking it. I'm a city council member, and I am taking it too, because it's my responsibility. Because I sit on that council with her, I'm taking the responsibility too, even though I came up and voted for using the bathrooms. but I still
Absolutely.
take the responsibility for her actions. Now, no, not for her actions, for her saying that, not for her actions. I won't take
Right.
responsibility for it.
You don't have to take responsibility for
No,
actions. You have to
no.
take responsibility for words. And honestly, her words were harmful. Her words were hurtful.
And I sincerely,
They denigrated a portion of our society, the veterans, the United States veterans, and that I'm talking Army, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, the entire group of veterans. She denigrated with one ill-placed comment of that group can't use our public bathrooms. They have to use the porta potties.
and I myself personally, let me finish this. Myself personally, I apologize to you veterans. You can use our restrooms in El Garces.
I'm going to.
Come hell or high water.
I may walk there tomorrow because my transmission's out in my car and walk into the El Garces and use the bathroom. I'll bet you the door's locked.
Well, come high or hell water, we'll have it open for you.
Hell or high water.
Well,
anyway, I also made the suggestion that if they're so worried about these dirty bikers, they could provide some means of portable showers.
And you heard something that was said on that.
I did hear exactly what was said about that. Not no, but hell fucking no. Paraphrasing.
And as it was told, someone said that not in my park.
Yeah, something like that. Not in my park. Well, guess what? That park belongs to the citizens of Needles, California. That park belongs to the citizens of California. That park belongs to anybody who happens to find their feet on that. That is public use space. Public use space. Let me say that one more time. Public use space. It is paid for by taxes of the American people of Needles. It is provided for all the citizens to use, especially when it comes down to special events. Yes, those event organizers reach out to the cities and say, "Hey, look, we'd like you to help us co-sponsor this. We'd like to be able to use your facilities. Can you help us out? We'll do our share if you do your share." And generally, the answer is always yes. Always yes, and should be.
Absolutely.
And unless it's something stupid like the river regatta we used to have in Bullhead City. We won't talk about that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that in the park.
But but these were things that should happen. It highlights the city. It allows the city citizens to say, "Hey, people are coming to see us because we have these fabulous facilities."
And that's what we want.
And
that's what we want. That's what we're trying to promote.
Yeah.
We are in the city. We have a welcome center. We have the Chamber of Commerce that we just moved into El Garces. We are trying our hardest to get make it a tourist attraction. Needles has such a great history.
It does. It has a vibrant history, and
to get a slap in the face like that, I'll call it, from someone, I'll leave that alone. But to get a slap in the face like that just puts down our whole city for what we've been trying to do for years.
Absolutely,
it sets it back so much.
It paints the entire city of Needles as a place where, unless you are part of a certain class, you're not welcome.
Yeah.
You're not welcome.
And that's far from me being a council member.
Yeah.
That's far from the truth. You are welcome. Whoever you are, come down and see us. You are welcome. I will take you on a personal tour myself.
You'll take people on a personal tour all by yourself.
Absolutely. I will volunteer my time for that.
Uh-huh.
And that's no joke. No, I'm saying this. Take me up on it.
Well, I want people to understand this, and I understand that people out there don't really care about Needles, California. I care about Needles, California. One of the things I care about is this is a veterans issue. This is an issue that that was brought up, and as a veteran myself, I am thoroughly and completely disgusted. And I will not let this matter rest until one of two things happen. Actually, I will not let this rest until at least one thing happens: that mayor is out of office. But March 14th, coming up next Tuesday, the Raw will be starting quite late. Or may not happen at all. I don't know. I haven't figured it out
What's
yet.
going to happen?
I will be attending personally that city council meeting in
And so will I.
Well, you kind of have to be there. I'll be attending that city council meeting, and I will get up and I will speak, and I will speak my mind. I will let the city of Needles know that the veterans in their community are upset, especially this veteran who works in Needles, California, who has promoted Needles, California, who has supported Needles, California for over 13 years. That you have turned your back on veterans. You are turning your back on Vietnam veterans. You're turning your back on people in need. There's also a little thing that the mayor said about food pantries, food distribution centers for those who cannot afford to eat, or they're running low on resources for a month. She doesn't want any more. Matter of fact, she doesn't want any of them. She's got to go. She's bad for the city of Needles. She's bad for the community. She's bad for government, period. She's toxic. And now she has proven herself to be a liability to the people of Needles. My recommendation is going to be her immediate resignation. My recommendation to the city council is going to be that they immediately censure her. That's the most that they can do to her. They can't physically remove her from office, but they can levy a censure on her. That means basically a slap on the wrist. We don't agree with what you said, and this is your punishment. This is the consequences of your actions. You've made us all look like assholes. Thank you very much. Fuck off. And I'm going to be asking for the immediate resignation of Rick Daniels for lying to the press, which is me, and lying in an open meeting to a sitting councilman. You cannot lie to the press. You cannot lie to the citizenry. You cannot lie to the people who employ you. That is grounds for termination, immediate termination for malfeasance. And those are going to be my recommendations. And I will calmly leave, and I'll come back and I'll start the Raw. Providing I can find transportation. Because I have a transportation issue right now. My transmission is toast. So, we'll get that figured out. I know I can make it to Needles. I just don't think I'll be able to make it back from Needles in time to actually do the show. But it'll be interesting. Might have to put off the Raw till Wednesday of next week. I don't know. We'll see. But I feel this is something that I have to do, and this is something I need to do for the citizens who rely on my news services and my news to address and make sure that government, regardless of whether it's big or small, is held accountable to the people that elected them. That is the job of the journalist. Ding.
Where's the bell? Where's the bell?
I know I can't find my bell.
And you have a bunch of them.
I have a bunch of them. I can't find a single
Johnny
one of
gave
them
you
right
colorful ones.
Yeah, I know. I can't find a single one of them right now.
I just wish I could say some more. I really do. I mean, I can't.
I know you want to, and I know you're frustrated by not being able to. You know that's okay.
No, I can, but for me, it's not appropriate.
It's not appropriate, and I understand that, and I won't push you into doing that.
But however, yeah, on that right there, I am not being suppressed, and I want to let you know. I want to let everybody know out there, I am not being suppressed.
Yeah.
I can say what I want, where I want, and to who I want, and this is on my own free will. That I am not saying nothing. What are you doing?
Now, to change the subject just a little bit, Steven Crowder has not been broadcasting as of late.
Louder from Crowder?
Louder with Crowder has not been on because, well, I guess they lost their contract with the Blaze, and they were having problems finding a place where they could broadcast. Well, apparently they have signed an exclusive contract with Rumble. Let's check that out for just a moment.
So, Rumble, I guess Rumble's our number one draft pick. I guess, well, hopefully we're a draft pick for you guys too. Rumble, betting on ourselves, and Rumble is a hedge on those bets because they actually support what we do. You guys know what we do, right? Absolutely. You know, it comes with, like, there are going to be some headaches. Not everyone's going to be thrilled with this. Like, you know, YouTube's going to be pissed. You know how Rumble's pronounced? No, Rumble.
Now,
Thank you, yeah, baby.
Now, if you didn't know, Steven Crowder, while he is an American citizen, born in the United States, lived the first portion of his life in Canada. So he speaks French and he's essentially pretty much a French Canadian.
Okay.
Anyway, he of course was on with this guy today, today, and very interesting interview. Let's this is what they did to their plaque from YouTube. Shot it up, use it as a target. That's exactly. Yeah, well, they put that over the toilet. Yeah, sure. Why not? It's a good place for it. Anyway,
so they said fuck YouTube.
Pretty much, yeah. They've essentially said fuck YouTube, and they are going they signed an exclusive.
That's what I thought. I thought that was with Russell Brand.
Yeah, it was with Russell Brand. And let's this is a portion of his interview today.
The issue, right? I understand working within systems to change a system. I get that. In other words, it's YouTube sandbox, you play in it. Not when you reach the point where you're precluded from speaking the truth. In other words, who are you reaching if it's not the truth? And Rumble is willing to gamble and let the cards fall where they may and allowing the truth to stand on its own. And you're going to have right-wing people, more conservative people migrate there first because they've sort of been exiled from big tech platforms. But my God, it's nice to see some people actually try. When they say they're fighting big tech, they're fighting big tech. The issue, right? I understand working within systems to change a system.
There you go. There you go. That's that part of it. Now, this is going to be him talking about about people on YouTube self-censoring because they want to make sure that they are still on a platform.
When I was on radio, right, you had the FCC. And they would say, you can't say, for example, you can say, I think that Harry Reid is a dick. You can't say, hey, Harry Reid has a small dick.
And that's FCC guidelines. You know, something that you and I deal with on a weekly basis.
Correct.
And I have based my career around. My career is in broadcast radio. I've never made any bones about that. I love broadcast radio. It's great. It's great fun.
It is. It absolutely is. I'm fairly new to it, and I am thoroughly enjoying myself. What a deal! If I'd have known it was going to be this cool, I would have done it many
absolutely.
years ago.
Well,
Many years ago.
And the thing is, I've always wanted to be on radio. That was one of my life goals, and I'm doing it now. However, there's a certain amount of censorship that you have to do because
absolutely.
there are federal decency guidelines that you have to maintain, or you get a huge ass fine. The fine is,
and also decency too.
well, that's part of that as well. But you're using public airwaves, okay?
Right.
That you have to be licensed to use. Now, mind you, yes, they're public airwaves. However, if every Dick, Tom, and Harry were to broadcast, say, like on 1340 AM, nobody would hear anything but people talking over one another, and it'd be very confused. So there needs to be a little bit of regulation that goes on. That's fine. I am fine with that. I am also fine with some of the regulations that they've come up with that say you can't talk about certain things. You can't say piss fuck motherfucking shit.
Right.
You can't say the 7 deadly words. You can say, okay, well, I think Henry's a dick, but I can't say Henry has a small dick.
Oh no, you couldn't say that anyway.
I wouldn't say it at all, even on this program. But the thing is,
you missed that one.
Stephen Crowder is exactly right. But let's finish this.
Right. That was what they said. They said you can say, crap. You can't say I took a crap. These rules that were silly, but it was kind of a game of cat and mouse here with the FCC. Nothing scatological. Everyone is the FCC. What happens is YouTube says, well, you won't be able to make a living. And more importantly, no one will be able to find your videos unless you are advertiser friendly. And it's far more strict because it's not just naughty words. It's topics you can't cover. And so people are self-censoring. Go and listen to most of the podcasts out there right now. It is far more PG, vanilla, Disney friendly than what you would hear on basic AM radio.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And some of the YouTube videos that I've been watching lately are so fucking boring. I literally fall asleep in the middle of them. I put them on to fall asleep. And these are people I really used to enjoy listening to, but now they are so self-centered or censored that their content is crap. Their content is actual crap. I mean, for a little while there, I couldn't handle my fishing tackle.
Right.
I'm sorry, my AR-15, my fucking gun. For a while there, if I was doing YouTube videos, I couldn't show the loading of I couldn't show putting a magazine in the magazine well and charging the weapon. I couldn't show the attachment of a suppressor, aka a silencer. I couldn't show that because YouTube, in its infinite stupidity, deemed that as dangerous. I couldn't show the safe handling of a firearm,
which is utterly ridiculous.
Which is absolutely utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense at all.
Now
you're trying to show safety. If you're trying to show safety, and they say no, you can't do it.
Yeah, well, they changed their policy on that. Now you can show a suppressor being screwed on. You can show the weapon being loaded. I think. I don't know. I don't fucking care. Fuck off, YouTube. But here on Rumble, I can do these things.
Yeah. Yeah, and so
I could do these things. I could sit here. I could disassemble my entire firearm here, clean it, put it back together, charge it, and fire it. Well, I wouldn't fire it in my house, but you understand.
I do. It's not taking your rights away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm allowed to say things here on Rumble that I can't on YouTube. I'm allowed to talk about topics that interest me and our listeners. That's you out there.
It's
by the
called
way.
freedom of speech.
That is called freedom of speech.
And that's why I specifically told people out there that I am not saying things because it's my choice. I didn't want anybody to think I was being suppressed.
YouTube won't let me smoke.
Yeah, well, our show's over, so we're at the top of the hour.
We are at the top of the hour anyway. We are
it.
out of time. Hey, folks, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
It has.
Tune in. Make sure you tune in Sunday for the Miss Rob Hansen radio program on KTOX 1340 AM 92.9 FM. Of course, it's on Rumble under the Miss Rob Hansen radio program. That is a 5-hour show, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the 2-hour show that I normally do. No, it's 5 hours of broadcasting, starting with the Miss Rob Hansen radio program, and then recovery from politics, and then Tri-State Recovery Talk with Henry, Tundra, and well, me.
2 more hours.
Exactly, 2 more hours. And we're going a little late tonight, but that's okay. We're not beholden to anybody in a time schedule on this. But folks, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun, and want to see everybody within the sound of my voice show up at the city council meeting in Needles, California on March the 14th.
That's 1 week
at 6 p.m. Show up, be there. If you're a veteran, please be there. Join and go to the City of Needles website and watch that city council meeting. Now, mind you, the comments are about a little over 2 hours in. Are about 2 hours in to the meeting, and listen and judge for yourself. I was once again thoroughly and completely disgusted, and I gave on my program the mayor the opportunity to call in and recant and apologize for her statements. That did not happen. So now the chips will fall where they may. Anyway, it is the Raw. I'm your host of Moses, Miss Misty Hansen. And of course, we have Henry Longbreak over there, who guards the sacred phone number, 928-476-0331.
But don't call it now.
Well, you can call it now all you want.
But write it down for next week.
Absolutely write it down for next week. And we will
same bad time, same bad channel.
We will see you next week. I love you all. Go out there and make the world a better place.
Just be a queen. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Don't be a drag, just be a queen.
Avast ye scallywags, it's another pirate production.